announced as a team, they had the white helmet with that logo, and then I've seen a red one with that logo.
I hated their red uniforms.
Yeah,
I like the white with that logo. It's a pretty good logo.
Yeah, I don't hate the Texans scheme there. I don't hate it.
It's a great logo.
Yeah, I like the logo.
Yeah.
That's another stadium I don't like watching games in, though. I don't know what it is about that stadium.
It's a nice stadium, though.
Is it, though? Yeah. But do you like it on TV? It just seems...
maybe it kind of... I'm a little swayed because I've been there.
Yeah.
We're going to get another... When I was a kid, they would do this with track stars. Tennessee would always have one of their track stars play wide receiver.
Willie Gault. Got him in the NFL.
Back when I was a kid. I grew up in the 70s. So Keith Jackson would do a Tennessee game, and then they got a U.S. Olympic sprinter at wide receiver.
Ronaldo Nehemiah was with the 49ers.
Exactly.
Ron Brown was with the Rams. These guys couldn't catch a cold. Willie Gault wasn't bad.
Willie Gault, he played for the Bears in the NFL, and then they had another guy, Pickens. Do you remember him?
Carl Pickens was a Tennessee guy that was opposite of... where did Carl Pickens play?
Didn't he go to
Dallas?
Yeah. He went to the Cowboys, yeah.
Only one Olympic gold medalist has ever won a Super Bowl championship. Bob Hayes did it in 1972 with the Dallas Cowboys. The Bills are going to try it differently. Not a speed guy. They're going with Olympic gold medalist, two-time NCAA wrestler Gable Steveson as a defensive tackle.
6'1", 285. I will say this: he's going to have the quickness, the athleticism. He'll have leverage. He'll have a lot of skill set that would blow people away at combines. He has zero football experience. We'll see if this works out. I'll tell you this: he tried out for the WWE and he got.
He got kicked out of the WWE.
Yeah, was it because of athleticism, or he couldn't act?
I really don't know.
He couldn't sell the part.
But I would think making the NFL is going to be a little bit more difficult.
Oh, I would agree. But I mean, he does have a lot that you would like about this. Like Lance said, he's clearly got quickness. He knows how to get guys to the ground. Can he do it within the rules?
All the way back in the day, defensive linemen started to take, martial arts.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu and stuff like that,
to learn the leverage part of it. So wrestling would fit into that. It'll be interesting to watch when the Bills' mandatory camp opens up June 11th through June 13th.
Tommy Pham still takes all that stuff, right?
I think he does.
Yeah.
Boy, he did not like...
Forrester would know this.
Yeah, Tommy Pham got fired off.
He was ready to fight.
He was ready to go.
I don't know what was said after the collision, but
he didn't like it.
Wasn't that big of a collision.
No, he did not like what was said, though, because he was ready to fight.
Do you know what was said to him to get him so upset?
I do not know what was said, but I know he comes there to F some dudes up.
Yeah, he was ready to do that, Scott. There is no doubt.
Update on Tua Tagovailoa. They're expecting his deal later this summer. Are you anxious about this deal, or it's going to happen for your Dolphins?
I know it's going to happen, so I'm not really anxious about it.
What do you think average? 48, 50 million?
I don't think it'll be, it should be what Trevor Lawrence got.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. So, have you seen the numbers? I saw the reports today.
No, if it's Trevor Lawrence, that means it's going to be more than Goff and just less than Joe Burrow.
So it's going to be 50 million.
When Christian Wilkins, they had to let Christian Wilkins walk, and you're seeing why now, because they've had to pay, they've already paid Tyreek Hill. They're having to pay Jalen Waddle almost number one receiver money, basically. And Tua's going to get he's easily going to get top 10 quarterback money, if not top 5 quarterback money.
After former LSU star Justin Jefferson got his contract earlier this week with the Vikings, Brandon Ayuk, Jamar Chase, and C.D. Lamb are the next wide receivers expecting to get big deals. According to those close to C.D. Lamb in Dallas, he expects a contract equal to or more than Justin Jefferson. You think Jerry Jones will pay it?
I don't know if Jerry Jones will pay it, but C.D. Lamb...
I wouldn't.
He's not close to Justin Jefferson.
He's really, really good. I think CD is a top 5 to 10.
I was going to say top 5. I wouldn't say he's not close to Justin Jefferson. I'd take Justin Jefferson. CD Lamb's a really good receiver.
He's a top 10 receiver. Yeah. He deserves a lot of money. He doesn't deserve that money.
Jerry Jones is all of a sudden being painted into a corner by C.D. Lamb, Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons.
And Jerry ain't got much time left, so he's got to make some decisions.
That's 3 players who need a new contract right now, and they're all best at their position, or one of the best. They're going to require a lot of payment from Jerry Jones down in Big D. A little NFL to wrap up the show today, full with a lot of college football for you here as we're 81 days away from week 0 of the college football season. Don't forget the Meltdown, our pop culture podcast, starts at 2 o'clock Central live today. Our new Uncorked and our new Pennant Grace dropping on all of our platforms at Disrupt the Media. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Live show now on a Wednesday. Looking forward to the show. Brett's in Ocala. Keith's at Smith Lake. Hope wherever you are, you're ready to kick back for the next 3 hours and enjoy a next round. I'm Jim Dunaway. That is Ryan Brown over there. And Demi Moore? Hello, doll.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Bonnie Raitt?
It's going to get worse the more I talk. I tried to rest it all last night.
Melissa Etheridge.
Come to my window.
It could be, what was another one that we were thinking about? I don't know. It is definitely raspy.
Could be Miley Cyrus.
Marge Simpson, right?
Yeah.
Miley or Pham and
Homer!
Don't stress it. JT the Brick?
Yeah, that's who we were talking about. That's who you could be.
Hey, we're going to be talking Aaron Rodgers
That's actually
tonight.
really good.
I tell you, Aaron Rodgers got a hell of a lot of pressure
Pharrell.
on
Give me
the
some
bench.
Yeah, Scott Farrell.
Check it out.
Yeah, that is. Pharrell is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Farrell.
that's
That's who it
Pharrell.
was. That's who it was.
Yeah,
Farrell. Yeah.
Pharrell.
Are they the same person?
I thought they were. JT the Brick.
I
Scott
don't-
Farrell.
I don't think so.
They're
I don't know
not the
how
same
you
person?
go through life with your voice doing that.
Have
though.
you ever? I occasionally like to jump on 80s on 8. It just takes me back to my childhood.
Yeah, I like
and they got that Nina Blackwood chick on there.
She does talk like this coming up
It
with
is
Guy
awful.
Crowded
I have to change
House.
I have to change it too.
I can't handle it.
either. And it would be one thing if she just like bridged between songs. I
No,
could deal with
she
it,
has to
but she likes to
explain.
tell the
Oh,
backstory.
yeah. Hey, the round and round video with the rat. The woman that was serving the turkey banged the entire band, and it's a known fact, and it was in Des Moines, Iowa when it happened.
Yeah, this is exactly how it
You
goes.
sound like Bublé compared to her. She's 10 times
Yeah,
worse than
she's
that.
actually worse than what you
It's
sound
like she's trying to sound
And
bad.
it's like she approaches every break between a song like, how much can I say about this next song?
It is so strange because I told you guys, I have never in 30 years behind a microphone lost my voice. And I went to walk-ons last night for dinner and sat at the bar, and our friend Jason was there, and he's like, happens to me and my wife, or me and my girlfriend Erin, all the time. And he's like, I'm going to make you something. And he made me, it was an non-alcoholic, like, hot drink, and it worked for like 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah? You
For
were
like
back?
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. What if you took a shot of bourbon back there? You think that'd help?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I really don't know what's going to help. I'll tell you this.
I'll go ahead and tell you. We don't have to twist his arm to try it, though.
I will say this, though. Last night I had one beer at walk-ons.
And it helped?
So the last 2 nights I have not had any alcohol.
Yeah.
And it's still, maybe that's the problem.
Over in the chat room,
like a
Terry
reset.
would like you to say that you like your French fried potatoes.
I can actually do a pretty good Carl from back in the day because I do like my French fried taters. But I think I do that better without this.
Yeah. So I got all the reads again. Listen, I am out of town starting Friday. I'm starting to worry about this.
Well, I did not. I enjoyed doing an entire show with Emily Grace when you guys you were at a golf tournament. He was still representing us at On3 Sports in Nashville, and EG set in, and I did all the reads that day for everybody. And it's not always my favorite thing.
No. I'm just saying. I'm a little worried since I leave Friday for a week.
I'm going to be back. Like, I feel great. I got
know, that's
this.
the
I got
weird
this
thing.
morning at 6. Got a great workout in. I just can't talk.
Is it that weird? Like when you lose your voice, everybody thinks you feel bad. Yeah. And you're like, no, I feel great. That just-
EG will be back on Friday, and Taylor's here. We have so much Lunsford and
Okay.
Melton. I mean, we have so much talent up here. We'll be fine.
so I shouldn't worry about it.
No, don't worry.
All right,
Brown.
not even going to think again about it.
Enjoy your
I
time
really
off.
wasn't worried
Yeah, if
about
my
it.
voice is totally gone by Friday, I will tap out.
Yeah, no problem. We'll roll on. It's June, and we got a lot of fun stuff ahead, including Payton Thorne, who will join us coming up at 10:45. With that in mind, we're going to do this in the first segment, Forrester, so you can go ahead and get ready to go with our 40 and 40 countdown as we do this every day, one team, every show, leading all the way up until the Friday before SEC Media Days, where we unveil number one in the country, voted on by 94 of you. We've done this all the way back to our radio days. It's our 40 and 40. You guys vote. More voters this year than ever. Usually I cut it off trying to be like the AP poll at 65 or 66. 94 of us this year did the poll. It's brought to you by mybookie.ag.
That's right. Perhaps you've been in this situation. You got a casino trip planned with the boys or the girls or families or whoever's going, and it gets canceled at the last minute, and now you're out of luck. Not with MyBookie, you're not out of luck because they bring the casino to your house. The latest in slots, progressive jackpots, live dealer action, right there in the comfort of your own home. The MyBookie Casino is a Las Vegas experience in your own hands. Start today at mybookie.ag with a generous sign-on bonus when you use code NEXTROUND. Code NEXTROUND gets you that sign-on bonus, and now you got a revamped loyalty program, exclusive VIP perks in that loyalty program. So the more you're there, the better it is. The more you play, the more you win. MyBookie.ag, code NEXTROUND. MyBookie.ag, code NEXTROUND. Go check out that new and improved casino there at mybookie.ag.
We count down all the way. Number 26 now. There's the interlocking AU. The Auburn Tigers in at number 26, just ahead of Louisville, Iowa, SMU, and Kentucky. Auburn just outside of the top 25. When you start with Auburn, you start with Hugh Freeze and what he has done in his short time at Auburn to try to rework that roster.
Yeah, look, year 2, Hugh Freeze, and let's just go through some of the other stops. Lambeth, 8-4 year 1, 12-1 year 2. Ole Miss, 7-6 to 8-5, and Liberty 8-5 to 10-1. I think there's going to be a 2 or 3 game jump here. 6-7 last year. I think 8 or 9 is the win total. I had them number 20 in my top 25. I think they're going to be better than advertised.
Yeah, and I think it was Andy Staples who was on our show last week. He said it's just a weird thing, like at Auburn. They hire these guys as play callers, and then they hand off the play calling. Gus did that a little bit further down the road. Hugh did it right out of the chute, and Hugh realized it was a mistake year 1, and it's going to take back over play calling. And I think that is the biggest storyline of this Auburn team is you've got basically somewhat of a revamped offensive coaching staff and Hugh Freeze calling plays. How does that impact this offense? Because you could focus whatever you want on the New Mexico State loss. It was a bad loss. Your offense was awful. The Iron Bowl, if your offense had been any better, you probably aren't in the situation that you were in. I mean, there were so many games. The Georgia game, you had every chance to win that game, and your offense just couldn't keep Georgia on their heels enough. I mean, just game after game, loss after loss after loss. You could look at it and say, if your offense was just marginally better, you probably win that game.
Well, and I think the offense is going to be better.
I do too, starting with the fact that you've got playmakers at wide receiver. You've got the running back room is back better. The offensive line has improved over the last couple of years. My biggest questions for this team, can the defense be as good as it was for 3 quarters against Georgia and as good as it was for everything except the last play against Alabama? If that defense comes back, I think the offense is going to be light years better.
Eugene Asante really didn't know who this guy was, and that California game early in the season.
Yeah.
I mean, he made his presence felt with the 12 tackles. They get Callaghan early. You start to look at the schedule, you open with 5 straight home games, which is so strange. But I think they've got a shot at being 5-0 after this.
I do too. I think they could You think 5-0 after the first 5? I just before I agreed with you, I wanted to make sure I heard you right.
I mean, if you want a special season, you got to be 4-0.
Well, 4-0 is a must.
Yeah.
I mean, you are so much better than California. New Mexico is not New Mexico State, and that's an unfair shot there. But Alabama A&M you're so much better than all 3 of those teams. And here comes Arkansas. You're better than Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
Even your roster, and this is not a typical Auburn roster. But Arkansas is a less roster than what you have. You're a better roster than Arkansas.
You should be better than Arkansas, especially in Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, I think based on the brand of Oklahoma, who will be around 15 probably coming into that game. If they were to win that game, I don't think Auburn fans, they're going to be upset, but it's not going to be disastrous. I think more disastrous, you lose the week before to Arkansas.
Yeah, you want to you lose to Arkansas, and then you stare at the next 2, Oklahoma at home and Georgia, and then Missouri. Kentucky, who you're barely ranked ahead of in our things, and that next stretch of 4 games looks very different if you lose to Arkansas.
The history of college football goes back to leather helmets, so a lot of things have happened. I feel really confident in saying if Auburn was to lose to New Mexico, they would be the first Power 5 team to lose in back-to-back seasons to New Mexico State and New Mexico at home.
I would agree with you on that, yes. Yeah. I would agree that it's got to be the first since leather helmets. The weirdest thing about that schedule, though, and we've talked about it before, but you just don't often see it, Auburn gets 0 October home games. And it's not because of some weird neutral site game. It's just because they got 3 road games and a bye. But they do not play at Jordan-Hare for an entire month of football, and that is pretty strange for a Power 5 team that's not just playing a bunch of bye games they got to play on the road to miss an entire month at home.
Can you help me out, Forrester? Help me in my memory. Didn't they have something like this last year, or was it year before last, where they had a big gap of the season where they weren't at Jordan-Hare either? It was all hot games, and then
I think it was 2 years ago.
The end of the season. It may be every other year when the Georgia-Alabama games are on the road that they end up with this chunk of a schedule where the best weather for football, October, it seems like they're on the road.
They got one October home game in 2022. No, actually, because they played October 1st against LSU, so they got two. This is just a strange, when you've added all these teams and you got to adjust the schedule, it's just a strange way the schedule gets adjusted.
If Auburn's going to play Georgia and Alabama every year, and I guess there's no promise in the future that's going to happen.
But I'm going to guess they will.
But if they're going to do that, they got to get it back to where both of them are not home games, road games every other year. They need to split those two up.
Speaking of the schedule, two things. No LSU, Mississippi State, or Ole Miss, which seems so strange that we're sitting here and how long have those three been on the schedule consistently?
Yeah.
And then the other thing I would say, this is unique, but right now on paper, I think Auburn is favored in all 8 home games. Oklahoma will be right around the pick.
Wow.
But I think they're going to be dogs in all 4 road games.
Okay, let's see this again. That's a good number, though. 8-4. You're favored in those and dogs in the 4. So favored, obviously, against A&M when that bootleg line comes out. California, New Mexico, Arkansas. You say Oklahoma is a slight favorite.
It depends on how both are playing through the month, but I would say right now it is right around the pick. I'll say Auburn 1 just to make it fun.
So Vandy, La Monroe, and then Texas A&M.
Yep.
Not the greatest home schedule in Jordan history, right?
Season ticket sales, that doesn't help it much.
Yeah, my buddies who have, our supper club group, I think we have 11 kids in school at Auburn right now in our supper club. Mm-hmm. Our little church Sunday school group that we are lifelong friends. It seems like every one of their kids are in school at Auburn right now. They're all Auburn couples. They spend a boatload of money on their tailgate setup because they all tailgate together right there outside of the non-press box side of the stadium. And they love going down there. There's oftentimes they decide to stay at the tailgate and not go inside for their season tickets. They stay at the tailgate.
I've done that.
Either sell the tickets, give it to their kids' friends, and let them go in and sit in their season ticket seats and not in the student section sometimes. With that kind of schedule, I can see them hanging out at the tailgate, if it's good weather, a little bit longer and not making their way inside to watch the game.
So let me ask you guys this, though. When you look at this schedule, there looks like only 2 games at least that seem really, really difficult for them to win. At Georgia, at Alabama. Now, they're rivalry games, so anything can happen. But if Auburn was to win all the other games but lose Georgia, Alabama 10-2, don't play in the SEC championship, can they still get in?
Oh, they can. Now you would need Oklahoma probably to have a pretty good year. You'd need Missouri to have the year some people think they are going to have. Wouldn't hurt you for Texas A&M to be okay because if your losses are Georgia and Alabama, Oklahoma's only okay. Missouri's only okay and A&M's only okay. You don't have a ton to hang your hat on because you're at a conference as Cal, and that's just not going to help you much there. So, you got to tell me the rest of that. You got to tell me how good Oklahoma, Missouri, and A&M or Kentucky are, or maybe all 4 of those, and then I could answer that question for you. I'd like their odds at 10-2.
Yeah.
But, if Ole Miss is also 10-2 and they've got a better set of wins, they might be, right there in front of Auburn. Or if A&M's 10-2, then that helps Auburn.
What do you guys expect right now if you had a hard number for the Auburn Tigers?
If I had to bet my life on it, I'd say 8-4.
Yeah, I think I probably would too. 8-4 could see 7-5. 8-4 could see 9-3, could see 7-5.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the way I would put it. Probably.
But if you said I had to put my chip for all my money in the world on the actual win total in the regular season, I would put it on 8-4.
I think I would go 8-4.
Does 8-4 make the fan base optimistic?
Who are the 4?
Well, I think it's
your 4 are going to be, let's just say, your road games.
Okay, so you lose in Tuscaloosa, in Athens, at Kentucky, and at Missouri.
I guess the positive was you beat Oklahoma and A&M at home.
Yeah, those would be good wins. As an Auburn fan, I don't think you ever think Missouri and Kentucky losses are good. No matter where we are in history, Missouri and Kentucky losses, Auburn's a better brand than
it's going to be one of the better Missouri teams they've had in quite a while. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But when I roll out as Auburn, I think I'm better than Missouri.
No, you're right,
disagree.
But, realistically, who's had more wins over the last decade, Kentucky or Auburn? I bet it's Kentucky.
A decade's a long time now. That's going to be close.
And I'm saying if Missouri was to get to a college football playoff, they're starting to brand themselves a little bit.
Yeah,
a little way away from it. But
that's our 40-40 team today, Auburn. We'll actually talk to quarterback Payton Thorne. More on Auburn coming up at 10:45. Little off-the-field Auburn stuff in just a second. MyBookie.ag, MyBookie.ag.
All those games we were just talking about, you can play those at MyBookie.ag. Code next round. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.ag. Code next round to get that sign-on bonus. And don't forget that in-home casino, you get it right there in your own home at mybookie.ag, code next round.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, a little Brian Harsin here in a second, but Urology Centers, I said that word, didn't I?
You did, Brian Harsin or
yeah,
second?
Yeah, Brian Harsin, just a second. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920. 930-0920. I just saw Alonzo Mourning is battling prostate cancer.
Ooh, I did not know
and
that.
had his prostate removed. It's so important. I mean, this impacts men all over the world. Stay on top of your health. Prostate health all the way to kidney stones, everything in between. 16 locations. Urology Centers of Alabama, 205-930-0920. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. Go check them out here. Brian Harsin. Forrester's an Auburn graduate. Can I have Forrester's microphone? And I'm only going to Forrester because I don't want little T to have to run in here and jump on the microphone. Just a Brian Harsin feeling from you when you hear the name Brian Harsin, Forrester.
PTSD.
Oh, wow.
Bad feeling.
Bad feeling. Yes.
Athlon, when they put out their magazine, they do an anonymous comment from a SEC football coach. Anonymous comments, pretty common in these preseason magazines. Athlon has done it for years and years. And Brian Harsin did not like one that came out this year, and he's tweeting about it.
Oh, boy.
The anonymous comment, you can see at the bottom of the screen, SEC Mike tweeting this out from Athlon Sports. They aren't close to the top end of the league, but they are absolutely better than the Harsin rosters at offensive line and receiver, and probably defensive line too, said the anonymous coach in the quote there. Brian Harsin claps back, as you can see at the top on his Twitter account. Coaches do not make these kind of comments. They focus on their programs and their problems only. If a coach wants to make a statement about another program, he will not hide behind anonymous. He will say it publicly and with authority. Now, that's the tweet.
You know, normally I would not say a brother with millions of dollars needs to get a job, but Brian might need to get a job.
Yeah, a lot of time on social media.
Yeah, I mean, why even?
He's spending a lot of time defending his time at Auburn.
Don't do it.
And he's paid well, and I'm with you. I think it's time to worry about his next job if he wants to work again. I guess he doesn't have to work again.
Does not have to work again.
I would let Auburn go if I was him.
I would too.
I would let Auburn go. That'd be a chapter in my life. I would close that book, put it on the shelf, dust it off, put it on the shelf, and maybe never take it down again.
Well, and I'll tell you this, if I'm an AD and I'm interviewing him maybe for another position, and he told me, I think I learned a lot, I wasn't the best coach at Auburn, I would respect that a lot more.
Yeah. I wasn't my best self, and I wasn't in the best situation.
Right.
None of us were pulling in the same direction. We've all seen bad, what we thought would be good business deals go bad.
I just haven't seen him take accountability.
Right.
Maybe I'm wrong. I just don't remember it.
Stephen Godfrey, who does work with Athlon and is the guy in charge.
He's the guy that's curating all this, I'm sure. He's talking to all these coaches, getting the anonymous quote.
He is the guy for years
who
has gotten the anonymous quote. He tweets back at Brian Harsin. The rest of the story. 1, I was in charge of the scouting report, which was a combo of multiple sources in the league. 2, coaches have been gossiping about each other for as long as I've been doing this. 3, I'm the last person on God's earth to do Hugh Freeze a favor, says Stephen Godfrey. I don't know the backstory between Stephen and Hugh there. 4, they cooked you, Hars.
I think Stephen is, if I remember correctly, a Ole Miss guy. I think he's an Ole Miss fan.
Yeah.
Now, I can't swear to that, but I think I remember him on Twitter being pretty heavy Ole Miss, so that's probably the Hugh Freeze deal.
Did they know each other that well? He called him Hars.
I think that was probably an intentional shot right there. They cooked you hard. Now, I'm kind of with Stephen Godfrey. Like, coaches are known to gossip about one another.
My
That was the main thing that jumped out to me about what Coach Harsin said there is that coaches don't talk about each other behind their backs. I'm like, oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Oh, by the way, just in recent history, Kirby, Lane, Jimbo, and Jeremy Pruitt all had a backdoor text thread going to talk about the old man in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
They would joke about stuff, good and bad, but they would joke about stuff going on in college football. Go back to the Mike DeBose era in Tuscaloosa. You couldn't walk through that building without getting pulled into somebody's office.
And they were talking about coaches on their own staff. Yeah.
The guy in the office next door.
I know. Can you believe?
You'd be like, hey, shh, whisper. I don't want him to hear you saying this.
But do you remember any really good staffs that had that kind of problem?
No. Good staffs don't do that.
Yeah. No. And that's a problem. If you've got coaches talking about other coaches they're working with, that's a problem. Hey, $15.3 million was that buyout. I would assume he's going to walk with $7 or $8 million. Would that be enough to send you to the beach?
I could get to the finish line on $7 million. Is that what you're asking me? Yeah.
Oh, I think so too. I think I would have gone back to, Idaho or Montana, wherever he wants to live. Maybe he doesn't want to live on the beach. Seemed to have loved Boise.
I think that's where he is. Yeah.
Go back up in that area, and I would have, I'd have bought me the Yellowstone, and I would have just.
Yeah. So you've already spent your $7 million right there. Yeah. You're out of cash now.
A lot less property, but I'd have enough to where I could, go out and pee in my backyard if I wanted to, and nobody could see me. And then I'd just sit up there and.
That is a weird goal you have right there.
Well, it's enough land that if I'm out back and don't want to take time to go back into the house.
Well, I mean, I have got an established area. My wife was horrified to learn this, that, I go in the backyard if I have to. But it's not like a driving force of mine to always have that in my backyard. But now that I think about it, I kind of do want to always have that in my backyard.
Back when my pops was alive, he passed when I was 13. Just enough of a piece of property down off Smoky Road that was not a problem.
Yeah, but I'm sure you were looking at your neighbor and he's taking a shit in a hole and y'all are giving thumbs up to each other.
No, it was enough land there, a little pasture.
Good to see you, Mr. Mayor.
That if I'm playing, little tennis ball against the wall baseball out on the patio, if I don't have to run in, I can just step off the patio.
Well, Daniel says you want a pea yard, not a pea corner.
Oh, property, anywhere I want to.
Okay, yeah, that's
anywhere I want to.
So that back to that number, I think 7 is the number I would walk.
I mean, seven again. 7 would get me to the finish line. I don't think you can just live opulent on $7 million. Though.
It was a really cheesy quote in one of the Wall Street movies, but it was like everybody has their number. Yeah. What is your number? Do you think the majority of people have a number in their head?
Oh, I know I do.
I don't. No, I don't. Josh says a pissable yard is not a strange requirement.
It's not. No. As I talk through it, I wouldn't word it the way you did, but I'm like you. I want enough property that if I need to go anywhere in the yard, nobody sees me.
Well, I have a history of walking around on a beach in Jamaica naked, so I didn't want to say if I wanted to walk outside naked, it would be no problem.
Well, could you just crop dust pee when you were doing that?
Just as you go.
You're hanging that meat that's getting tanned out to the side a little bit, just walking water in the sand.
I've just got one.
Lunsford says he walks up. Can you do it how you would do it, Lunsford? Give me Lunsford's mic.
Hey, Jim, good to see you. Oh, my God, what is that smell?
Jim's been going to the yard again.
That, my son, is excellence.
I've never seen Bermuda that shade of yellow before.
My issue is, like, on one fence line, there's just not enough trees between me and the next neighbor. And if they were in the right spot on their deck, they'd have to be in the exact right spot.
Yeah.
There's not total privacy there. Other side of the yard, total privacy. That's where the pea corner is.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Which, again, my wife was horrified to learn.
Good for you that Jennifer thinks that the neighbors could see. I mean, Maggie would be like, no, go ahead. Nobody's going to notice anyway. Dunaway. No problem at all.
I like that Maggie calls you Dunaway.
Yeah. Harsin.
Strange man in my house.
Harsin commenting about our number 26 team in our 40 and 40 countdown. It is the Auburn Tigers. More with their quarterback, Payton Thorne, coming up at 10:45 a little bit later on today on the show. That's being brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap. Brownie, why don't you tell us about Gutter Cap today?
Well, that's our old guy, C. Stu. Listen, if you're tired of cleaning those leaves out of your gutter, you can do it one last time if you want to, or you can call C. Stu And let's see Stu do it one last time, and then put on gutter cap. That way you snap it. You cap it. You don't snap it. Gutter cap, patented aluminum system, keeps leaves and debris out of your gutters so they don't clog up, and you never have to clean them out again. Call C Stu right now and get up to 45% off when you tell him you love the next round. 823-2212. That's 205 number. 823-2212 for gutter cap.
Scott and Lunsford having some fun with my Alabama fandom. Never seen Saban written in grass that way before. Never seen the script A in yellow, says Forrester. I've hit a nerve. I mean, a lot of people are like, Brody's like, having property where you can walk out naked on a porch is sort of his goal too.
I mean,
enough property there.
As I talk myself through it, I'm with you on this. I just, the way you initially worded it was a little awkward, but you often do that.
I mean, but just boxer shorts, walk out with a good cup of coffee, stare out over your property. Oh, look, the deer are out again this morning.
No, I do that. Yeah, I don't worry about.
You do that now with boxers?
Yeah, I can go out in my underwear and be fine.
I don't do that with boxers.
You got to work harder, Dunaway. Work harder.
So, would you in swim trunks?
Yeah, but I don't wear.
What's the difference?
I don't wear boxers.
Capri pants.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a boxer brief, which are more form fitting,
right,
for a little support, and I sleep in basketball shorts.
Okay.
Do you go outside? Nothing at all.
Do you go outside in those?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I'll walk to the mailbox in my sleeping shorts.
Oh, I don't go to the mailbox. I go to the backyard.
Sleeping shorts. I'll go make a run to a local drive-through in my basketball shorts.
Or you put a shirt on.
I occasionally will throw a shirt. Okay. No, yeah, shirt on, absolutely. All right, when we come back, a lot of other stuff going on, including C.J. Stroud. I mean, is C.J. Stroud becoming one of your favorite players out there? We'll talk about C.J. Stroud in the show today, and we'll set the table for a major sporting event that's happening tomorrow night, the NBA Finals. Big news there. Stanley Cup's going on this weekend. Women's College World Series starts their best of 3 tonight. All that and a lot of college football news straight ahead right here on TNR, being brought to you from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino today. This is The Next Round.
Call The Next Round now at 205-734-0923.
You could win a Cadillac CT5 or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Cadillac CT5 and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings April 5th and 6th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new chicken bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the Bayou, the amazing hand-patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Man, hats off to Florida's softball team. They gave powerhouse Oklahoma all they wanted. Beat them, ending their 20-game College World Series streak 2 days ago. Had a winner move on to the final loser-go-home game yesterday. Hit 3 more home runs early in the game, led 5-2. Oklahoma battled back, tied it in the bottom of the 6th, 5-5. They go to extra innings, and in the bottom of the 8th, Jada Coleman hits a walk-off home run. Oklahoma survives 6-5, and they will start a best-of-3 series with Texas tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN, out in Oklahoma City. A big day for Alabama football after Brownie tells us about Hydra Live.
Listen, if you got a big trip coming up, you want to make sure your body is ready for that trip, or if you're just not feeling well, Hydra Live can help you out. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, compression therapy, it's all under one roof right there with Hydra Live Therapy. Make sure you mention the Next Round. Get a great discount there at Hydra Live when you go in 9 to 6 every day. Right there in Homewood on Independence Drive, Doug Baker Boulevard in Hoover in the Greystone area. HydraLiveTherapy.com. HydraLiveTherapy.com. As always, we appreciate you when you visit our sponsors, mentioning you heard it on the Next Round. And at Hydra Live, they'll give you 20% off when you mention the Next Round. HydraLiveTherapy.com.
Alabama got a flip from SMU quarterback Keelan Russell yesterday, 6'4", 185. He'd been committed to SMU since September. Now, at first blush, you're used to getting 5-star quarterback recruits in Tuscaloosa, right?
Right.
So not a ton of people seem to be overly excited about this until they started to learn more about Keelan Russell.
And he'll get his 5th star for recruiting to Alabama, or for committing to Alabama, right?
He may at some point,
yeah,
right?
I thought that was mandatory.
That's happened in the past. From Duncanville, Texas, where he is 29-1 in the 6A D1 category of high school football in Texas. I assume that's a pretty high level. 29-1 in back-to-back state championships. He is the number 39 overall player in the 2025 recruiting class and the number 6 quarterback in the class. He is expected to compete with Austin Mack to replace Jalen Milroe if Milroe moves on after this season. And he is so committed.
I love how he just punt Ty Simpson. Yeah. What happened to Ty Simpson? Did he die? Did he get abducted by aliens?
Never gets any respect.
I know.
I'm just reading what they wrote at On 3 Sports.
That's why I'm saying
this happens all the time. And you heard Luganville yesterday. We were talking USC or Monday, and he was like, Miller Moss was a 5-star guy, but everybody discounted him. They thought Malachi Nelson would be that second guy, and it would just skip him. But he held out and stayed around. So if Ty Simpson does the same, who knows?
That's a great point because landmine believer, Ty Simpson will start the next 2 years after this one, in his opinion. Ty Simpson's hanging around. He must have some good feelings about his chances in Tuscaloosa. The folks at On 3 sort of painting a picture that the battle between Austin Mack and freshman Keelan Russell will be the succession plan past Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, I think they'll be part of the discussion. I did not hear great things out of Austin Mack in spring football. I do know that, but that's just spring football.
Heard a lot of great stuff about Ty Simpson.
Yeah, absolutely I did. So I don't know. That jumped out at me. It's far from the most important part in what you're talking about there. I just thought it was funny how he's going to compete with Austin Mack for that backup role or for the starting role next year.
Keelan Russell so committed to Alabama now that he is canceling. He was going to visit 2 other campuses the next 2 weekends. He has canceled his trip to Gainesville, Florida, where they had just gotten a quarterback commitment, and he's not going to Eugene, Oregon now. So he is off on Florida and off on Oregon. He is sticking with Alabama, his commitment there. This is for the 2025 class. Meanwhile, Andrew says, Juju Lewis to Auburn now, ! Juju was up at the elite camp On 3 Sports in Nashville, the seminar we were at, and he was getting a lot of attention.
It seemed like it was a done deal to USC, but Auburn has been in the mix. He's from, I think, Carrollton, So he's only, miles away from Auburn.
Yeah, so that's some recruiting news there. But for Alabama fans, a flip from SMU that it felt different than the way it used to be. But you get to dive into it, and a lot of people love this Keelan Russell guy from Duncanville, Texas. All right, we'll talk a little NFL camp right after Brownie tells us about Dr. B working on his hair. By the way, mandatory camps in Dallas, Chicago, Detroit, Houston, Indianapolis, Miami, Minnesota, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Tennessee ongoing. These are real mandatory camps where they're getting real work.
Tua down 30 pounds in Miami. Have you seen him?
Tua down 30 pounds.
This is felt new Tua Tagovailoa. You wouldn't believe it.
He had to lose it off his ass. I mean, Tua's got one of those, like freaking J-Lo in pads.
He doesn't have Ozempic face, does he?
No, I'm going to send
I just don't know. I mean, he's pretty. I mean, he's always been, muscular, stout.
Yeah, from the waist down, he's
thicker than you would think.
Yeah, he's always looked, like a strong foundation, big base.
Right. I am going to
nothing but what was that song?
Yeah, there he
nothing
is.
but the base.
Yeah.
Scott's got photos. See,
that is a big difference.
Now
he looks like Kyler Murray now.
He's got the flak jacket on in the game photo, so that is going to add some thickness. And he's not wearing the flak jacket, but he's down 20 to 30 pounds.
I saw that picture,
the
one on the right last
Murray.
night.
Yeah,
and I didn't know that was Tua.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah. Joe Shad, you guys remember Joe Shad, right? ESPN?
I do, yeah.
He now covers the Dolphins for the Palm Beach Post, and he said this is legitimately true. He said, I cannot tell you how many times I've interviewed Tua Tagovailoa. And he said, today we're interviewing Tyreek Hill, and another player walks up, and I asked myself, who is this guy they're bringing in here? And I had to do a double take to realize it was Tua. That's how much weight he's lost.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And Joe's around that team every day for, I don't know, Joe's covered the Dolphins for 8-10 years now.
Fried Spam?
I really don't know. I don't know why you are insisting on taking shots at Tua.
How's that a shot?
It's Hawaiian. They love that's their favorite.
He
They
said
love
on the air.
Shots. You said he had to. No, he said he's giving up sugars, actually.
Okay.
That'll lose weight.
Yeah,
you give up sugars, you'll drop weight in a hurry.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't give up sugars.
I lost a lot of weight one time when I lost all my hair brown. Tell us about Dr. B.
Dr. B, Jimmy D, is helping me and Lance grow our hair back. Just 30 minutes a night, 3 nights a week. That's really all it is going to take for you to potentially grow some hair back. That's the system Lance and I were using. Scott's showing you video of my consultation. Lance did the same thing, and that's a keyword, consultation.
Can I just say this video seems like it's edited exactly like when LT went there. It's just like it's just replaced you.
No, I mean, that's the consultation process, though, and that's what Dr. B does. He walks through every single step of it to make sure you're doing the right process. Not cookie cutters, not going to be the same thing for everybody. T3hair.net, you can find out more, and you can go get that same consultation and see which system works best for you. If you're watching this on video, that's the system Lance and I often talk about, the little thing, and he's just showing how you can hide it under a hat if you wanted to. The little thing you wear every single night, and it about 30 minutes a night for 3 nights a week, and it helps your hair grow back. Look, go find the system that is best for you and start growing your natural hair back. T3hair.net, Dr. B, T3hair.net.
Daniel said it earlier. He said C.J. Stroud is becoming such a likable player. Great rookie season last year. He's the leader of the Texans. They've got their mandatory camp going on. Joe Mixon is now in camp down there. Stephon Diggs is there fitting in. Here is a little Mixon coming right at you from camp yesterday. Adam Wexfer there with the video. So Mixon looks good in that uniform. And check out C.J. Stroud in the next video. C.J. coming up here. C.J. Stroud, an amazing year. This Texans team is going to be a sexy offseason pick to make a deep run, maybe the Super Bowl.
It's the only thing I will say, AFC South. Last year, it was Jacksonville in the same situation. So we'll see if D'Amico and C.J. can back it up this year. They've got more talent coming in. I think they're going to be really good. Stroud was obviously an elite quarterback at Ohio State, but people started to say, maybe it's a system thing. He looked incredible, and I didn't realize how intelligent he was until yesterday.
Yeah. He, in a recent interview with the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, C.J. Stroud, according to all the stories, and if you go listen to the podcast, you will hear this in its context. I mean, you can't decide. He took some shots at Aaron Rodgers. They asked him, would you rather have Eli Manning's career or Aaron Rodgers' career? And he didn't hesitate with his answer.
That was one of our 4 downs questions yesterday, basically.
How is this a shot, though, if he's just answering it honestly?
Well, what's his answer?
His answer is, quote, you want the rings. Eli got 2. It was a quick answer there.
That's no shot. I got no problem with that school of thought.
Well, the shots come a little bit later on where he talks about how, you know what I think it is? I've talked to Tom Brady about this because he's a good mentor to me. What he told me is his teammates and how he treats his teammates, and that's where I think it falls off for Rodgers. We don't know how Aaron Rodgers treats his teammates, but you can guarantee that Tom Brady treats his teammates right because he got those rings, C.J. Stroud. So that seems to be a little bit of a shot at Aaron, right?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. On top of that, according to the story, Stroud also said if someone like Matthew Stafford had been given the same supporting cast as Rodgers throughout his career, that he would have done much better. If you, quote from C.J. Stroud, if you give Matthew Stafford a chance like Aaron Rodgers has had, I guarantee you he might have had more rings. I say he would have like 3 or 4 rings right now. Another shot at Aaron Rodgers.
Here's what I would say. I think Rodgers technically a better quarterback. But I do think if Matthew Stafford's one of those guys, if he would have had home field all of those times in Green Bay, he would have had more rings.
Well, if he'd have played somewhere other than Detroit, he probably would have.
Yeah, and that's what CJ's saying. You give him Aaron Rodgers' talent around him, Matthew Stafford.
Or if you put Stafford on this Detroit team, he'd probably get a ring out of it, you know? I mean, he hit Detroit when Detroit was Detroit. And Jared Goff has Detroit when Detroit is playing some of the best football they've ever played. I mean, Stafford just got kind of in a bad franchise. Had Stafford been drafted by, I can't remember the year he came out.
He went number 1, though, to Detroit.
He did go number 1, and that was going to be my point. There was a reason Detroit was drafting number 1, right? Had Stafford been drafted by a better franchise, he probably has a different career.
Yeah.
You could say the same for a lot of guys that went number 1 overall.
Yeah, I personally think Aaron Rodgers is the better quarterback. I hate saying that.
Oh, I think he's a more talented quarterback.
I think Stafford is a tougher quarterback, and I do think with home field advantage, he would have taken more advantage of that.
And about Matthew Stafford, that is apparently who C.J. Stroud watches a lot of and sort of uses that to learn how to improve his game. From C.J. again, quote, I'm a student of the game, and that's all I watch. I watch nobody else but Matthew Stafford. I occasionally watch Mahomes because Mahomes does stuff I like.
I might watch him a little bit.
But you can't coach that. Stafford, though, he'll beat you with the same thing every time. I'm a fan of his.
You know, I mean, for those that would scoff at Stafford, I mean, we just automatically said you think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback than Stafford. The numbers really don't support that. That might surprise a lot of people. I mean, the Super Bowl rings are even. Am I correct on that? Stafford has thrown for 56,047 yards. Rodgers, 59,055. They're only separated by 3,000 yards. Rodgers has started, I think, a year more than Stafford because he lost a year to injury, and he started a year before Stafford did, I believe. Yeah. So there's a little bit of an imbalance in years. But I mean, they're really not that far apart.
C.J. Stroud, though, the maturity level to be able to say, you know, I watch Mahomes because I'm a fan of the game. But you can't coach what he's doing. I watch Matthew Stafford, and I have my whole career because I feel like my game is like Matthew Stafford's game, and I watch him because I want to do things like Matthew Stafford does things. That's a mature take. I mean, if I was a young, talented, athletic quarterback like C.J. Stroud, I think I would look at, you know, consider the best in the game, Patrick Mahomes right now, and I would look at that and watch him and like, you know, oh, I can do that. I can throw off platform on the run, sidearm those things in there, blah, 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 blah. He says, no, I'm going to watch Matthew Stafford. That's the game I want. That fits me.
I agree.
I think that's a mature dude right there.
Let's just let's let it be Rams and Texans Super Bowl. Yeah. I'll take it right now.
You take it right now?
But I agree with you because you're right. The sexy thing right now would be to be Patrick Mahomes, wouldn't it? The sexy thing is not to be Matthew Stafford.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, like, seriously,
Stafford's in the twilight of his career.
He is, and I know you love you some Matt Stafford, and I do not blame you for that. But if you go take the top 15 on 3, 24/7, whatever quarterbacks and say, who do you want to be? How many of them say Matt Stafford out of 15?
Yeah,
I would say probably 0.
Like if he would have said Joe Burrow,
Yeah.
It would make more sense because he's, 4 or 5 years out.
I mean, I bet you if you interview the top 15 quarterbacks, I bet at least 10 of them say they want to be Patrick Mahomes, if not more.
I just thought it was a mature take from C.J. Stroud there. And, I mean, first year speaks volumes. Can he back it up? We'll see if he can back it up. But they put more talent around him this year offensively. I mean, you give me Stephon Diggs, Joe Mixon back there, that's two dogs that can help you.
Yeah, and look, and Tank Dell was really good last year. And then obviously Nico Collins got the deal he just got. They got a lot of weapons.
They do have some weapons. Camps going on everywhere. For most people, not C.D. Lamb, not Brandon Ayuk, both of them no-shows for Dallas and San Francisco camps as they try to get reworked contracts there. More on the NFL coming up a little bit later on the show. That's being brought to you by our friends at Inverness. Brownie, you and I had a chance to get out there and play that beautiful country club course at Inverness. Beautiful course. Always greens that I love to putt on.
Oh, they're fast too, man. They've got some spectacular greens. Resort-style pool complex. They also have full-service cabana and bar. Every Friday night, they got some live music, a Sunday brunch, great tennis, great pickleball, and a gorgeous course, great clubhouse. I mean, what is not to like there at Inverness Country Club? And if you're a parent, they got a lot of young families out there. That's one of their fastest-growing sections of their membership there. One reason for that is because they've got childcare. You need to go there and have some lunch. They got childcare. You want to play 9, play 18, they got childcare. Play tennis, they got childcare right there on site. It's a great facility. You can see more. Take a tour and see what I'm talking about of this unbelievable course. Aaron is our friend out there. Call Aaron, 205-991-8608. When you call Aaron and say, I know Brown destroyed Dunaway when they played Inverness. I want to go see the course myself. ICCalabama.com is the website. ICCalabama.com or 205-991-8608. Aaron is who you call to brag about me beating Dunaway. I don't know that I destroyed you that day. That's probably an overstatement.
We only played 9 that day.
I don't think I played well.
And I played really good except on, I think it was hole 8. I chunked a couple of shots, and that's where you beat me.
Yeah.
That's where
I think
you
I made a
beat me.
birdie on that hole, if I remember.
When we come back, LT's 4 downs while we have his voice. He'll give us our 4 downs. And later on in the 10 o'clock hour, our intern, Anne-Marie, comes in here and gives us a little this or that coming up on the show. Payton Thorne as well, 1 hour from now, 10:45 Central Time, 11:45 East Coast, if you're watching us as the sun is about to hit high noon over on the Atlantic coast. This is the next round being brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Poolside this weekend. Make it a Bud Light. Back in a moment.
Everything Alabama, all the time. Subscribe and set alerts at Roll Tide Pods on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Our friends at Long Use Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Long Use offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home office, and entertainment room, helping you elevate your home design and decor. Long Use offers everything from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Right now, you can save up to 10% store-wide, receive $300 in Long Use sleep credits with select mattress purchases, and access special financing on tons of hot buys. Take exit 280 off the I-65 Hallmark Farms exit today to see what Long Use has to offer you.
Every day, someone is ridiculed and mocked for the clothing they chose to wear. It's a harsh reality we all must face. But you have the chance to change all of that with one visit to nextround.store. For just a few minutes of browsing, you will observe so many clothing options, from hats to hoodies to t-shirts. Please, for yourself or someone you love, go to nextround.store and embrace the warmth of true attire.
Back with you on the next round. Odie's is tonight.
Are you going to be able to do it? Do I need to fill in for you?
Oh, I didn't think about that. That's going to be tough.
You want me to fill in for you?
Maybe.
I can't do it tonight. I'm sorry.
Well, what a tease.
No, I was going to. Let me check one thing.
Hey. You want me to do it tonight?
You want to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. No, I can't.
I might be able to help. I need to check one thing. Odie's Tavern, they've got trivia tonight. We'll see who's there. We know Rockstar is going to be there. We know Will Haver's going to be there. Probably me or Dunaway also there. You can go see that. That is at the Mountain Brook location. Don't forget the Homewood location right there. Rockstar just played there. The brand new Odie's. Great place for lunch today. They make up cocktails, the Diablo sandwich we love, Rodney's cheeseburgers. But trivia tonight, 8 o'clock.
I would assume if I can do this show, I can do Odie's.
Okay. Lance is going to fight through for you, Rockstar,
well,
and
you
for
guys,
Will.
You
and
guys
for the
want
audience.
me fighting through here. I might as well fight through there.
I want you fighting through everywhere, Lance. I want you to fight to live. That was a Dunaway line that didn't make a lot of sense, but fight to live, Lance.
Yeah, as long as the sun is reaching its height over the Atlantic.
The Eastern time zone.
Yeah,
Odie's Tavern. That is, by the way, an 8 o'clock Central time zone start for Odie's Trivia tonight.
That's happening tonight at Odie's. Brown tells me, I thought Auburn was going to get the Duke softball coach. They did not get the Duke softball coach in that opening? Who'd they get, Brownie?
This is interesting, Jim. They've hired co-head coaches. I have never in my life seen this. Auburn announcing today that they have hired a husband-wife team.
Oh, that's a disaster.
I think so, too. As co-head coaches, Chris and Kate Malveaux. They were assistant coaches together at the University of Tennessee.
How is this even legal?
Why is it? What would be illegal
don't you
about
have nepotism?
Well, yeah, but one's not the boss of the other one. They are co-head coaches.
Ask Dunaway and Maggie that.
We know who the head coach is at Dunaway's house.
Yeah, I guarantee there's no way. This is not equal. This is going to be a disaster.
Well, it's called co-head coaches.
See, I've seen Chris managing is he the pitching or the hitting coach at Tennessee? I've seen him working with Tennessee.
Yeah.
I've never seen Kate. Like, I've seen Chris.
She's a co-head coach at Auburn now. That is a weird deal there. I've never in my life seen that.
Yeah, I think it's a mistake.
I've heard of co-parenting.
I have heard of that.
Cohabitating.
I've heard of that.
No co-head coaching. Nope.
Okay, I'm not going to say there's any. There is a negative connotation, though, when you talk about co-parenting. There was something that went down to make you co-parent.
That is true.
Yeah.
I don't believe a divorce led to this.
But wait, did the Auburn coach they hired from Arizona, wasn't it him and his son that were sort of...
Yeah.
But they didn't list him as co-head coach.
And they weren't married. I mean, Lamb My Believer is correct. This puts I'm not going to say it puts a strain on the marriage, but if the marriage doesn't work...
Right.
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do?
That was my whole point.
No, I mean, Lance is right about that. And I hope the Malveaux live happily forever after. I'm not suggesting that, but you do if you're John Cohen.
If you're John Cohen, absolutely.
You got to consider that. Like, what if the marriage dissolves?
I would love to see who represents these two.
Yeah.
Because I would assume it's the same person.
Same agent? You
That's
don't
a
think
great
they got-
question. Am I having to pay 2 head coaching salaries?
I don't know.
Or am I paying 1 head coaching salary and we're splitting that?
I would be.
I have no idea. They have a joint banking account.
I feel really confident in saying that they're making less combined than they would have gotten the Duke softball coach for.
Yeah, I have no idea on that. That is something I had not thought of. I just saw this story in the break, and I mentioned it to Scott, and he's like, oh, God, I wanted the Oklahoma State guy. And then Dunaway was like, I thought they were hiring the Duke guy.
The Pattersons were never co-head coaches in gymnastics at Alabama, were they?
I don't think
Sarah
so. No,
was listed
Sarah was
as a
always
head
the head coach,
and
yeah.
the husband was like the top assistant.
Yeah, I guarantee you she's the one that planned the family vacation. This is where we're going.
This is raw. I mean, it could 100% work, and they could live happily ever after, which I hope is the case. But I am saying, if you're John Cohen and you're making this hire, you got to stop and ask yourself, what if they get divorced?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a legitimate question, right? When you're going to hire a husband-wife co-head coach team, you've got to at least address that.
Most couples can't agree on where to go to dinner.
No. Bobby says, I thought the Duke head coach was going to be the choice. And he says they did offer. She wanted it, but her husband has a heart condition, and the Duke University Hospital has a specialist that he sees and has been seeing.
That's an important consideration there. I hate to hear that. That is terrible.
Yeah. But she got Duke all the way to the Women's World Series.
So she's obviously a really good coach.
A really good coach.
Well, they're in a good spot, though. I mean, but that's a good job.
Yeah.
I don't know what it pays.
SEC and softball, 13 teams play it this year. 13 made the NCAA tournament, had a couple of them in the College World Series, and the 2 teams that are coming in start playing for the national championship tonight. Maybe you need 2 head coaches.
So stranger Auburn hire over the last 5 years, Brian Harsin or the couple.
Yes. Well, I've just never seen it. That's what makes it so strange. I've never seen co-head coaches. All right, let's start with that.
Why did you steal? Well, she gave me the steal sign. I told you to bunt.
Yeah. Let's start with I've never seen co-head coaches. Can you guys ever think of co-head coaches in your life?
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Number 2, I've certainly never seen a husband and wife team as co-head coaches.
Hawk AU, when you fire them, is it 2 buyouts?
I mean, there are tons of questions here.
Guarantee you it's 1 salary.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Let's do our 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends right there at Slice. 4, now 5 great locations.
That's right. SliceBirmingham.com. We love Slice Pizza here. I was just telling somebody about it today. In fact, the Hot Mama is fantastic. I love that one. The Soul Pie is my absolute favorite. The Wing and a Prayer, they're just so unique. If you've never been to Slice, it's not your normal pizza, man. They are so unique, so well done. The vision of our great friend Jeff Bajalia. Unfortunately, he passed, but his brothers have taken the baton and run with it. 5 great locations, SliceBirmingham.com.
Okay.
Lance.
Hold on. Sorry. Everyone is saying that Karen Weekly and her husband were co-head coaches for a long time at Tennessee. I do remember
And that's where this group came from.
Yes. Karen is still the head coach there, though. I
not tell
don't
you.
know what happened to her husband.
Yeah.
They ever win a championship?
They
wonder,
never won the championship. They were at the Women's College World Series a lot. They had that great pitcher.
I do wonder, is there like a divorce clause in the contract? Like if there is a divorce, the husband or the wife is the head coach.
Gotta be.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I do wonder that. I mean, this contract will have to come out.
If there is a divorce, we get so-and-so. Auburn gets so-and-so.
Yeah, I mean, you've made your, and I don't know if it's the man or the woman. I don't know which one's the better coach, but
we've seen couples fight over season tickets.
Oh yeah, I saw it one time in Superior, the late Superior Grill. This couple having a all-out argument in the booth behind us over who got which game in a divorce.
Okay, let's do first down.
First down.
We just did first down. No, we
did not.
More receiving yards, Cam Coleman or Alabama's Ryan Williams?
Cam Coleman at Auburn or Ryan Williams in Tuscaloosa?
Well, I've seen Cam Coleman in the spring. Right?
Yeah, you haven't seen Ryan Williams yet.
Peyton Thorne coming up in a moment at 10:45 Central.
I mean, there's a lot of unknown in both these receiving rooms, so I can't say which one is the best.
Me either.
I like Jeremy Bernard. I think Jeremy Bernard leaves Alabama in receiving. Is that crazy?
No.
So I don't think Ryan Williams will be Alabama's leading receiver, though I think he'll have a good year.
I like Kobe Prentice as well in a new role in that.
But then
offense over there.
Auburn's got a rebuilt receiving room. They recruited both the portal well and actual recruiting well.
My feel is
I don't think either one of them leads their team in receiving.
My feel is Cam Coleman beats Ryan Williams in yards.
See, I'm going to lean Ryan Williams. I think Rivaldo Fairweather, and I didn't realize this, I was always like, he's got to get more touches. And he probably still does. But he led the team in catches, yards, and touchdowns last year.
I think I'm going to go Cam Coleman. I am not confident in either one of these answers if I went either way, but I think I'll go Cam Coleman.
I did too.
Second down.
Who makes college football playoff first? Kyle Whittingham or Hugh Freeze?
Kyle Whittingham this year. I think Utah wins the Big 12.
Yeah, I mean, they're favored to win the Big 12, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'll go Kyle Whittingham there.
It's a spin the wheel of destiny in the Big 12.
Why did you pick those two, though? Why did you pick Kyle Whittingham? I'm just curious what your thought process was.
They've just been hovering around the college football playoff his entire time.
Yeah.
I would go Kyle Whittingham.
I think I will, too.
And I think it's this year. I think Utah wins the Big 12.
Yeah.
Third down.
More wins this year, the Auburn Tigers or the Atlanta Falcons? Feel free to chime in here, Scotty.
Scott loves them both, the Auburn Tigers, Atlanta Falcons.
I'm going to go with the Falcons in an easier division than the SEC Conference.
So the NFC South is easier than the Southeastern Conference.
Right. And I'm going to go 9 wins Falcons, 8 wins Auburn.
Scott, do you think your Falcons can get to 9 wins? Because I'm with Dunaway. If they get to 9, I'd probably edge Falcons.
I think the Falcons are going to win 10.
Oh, then Scott just sealed it for me. If he's right and the Falcons win 10, I'm going to go Atlanta.
I go Falcons.
I'm going to lean Falcons.
Yeah, I go Falcons 9-8, Auburn 8-4.
Boy, a lot of 10-7 for the Falcons in the chat. A lot of people think Falcons gets 10 wins this year.
Yeah, I mean, Kirk Cousins is just a stabilizing force.
Yeah. No, he is. That's definitely an upgraded quarterback.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
Mark Wahlberg, 53 today. Better career, Mark Wahlberg or Mark Cuban?
Wahlberg.
Well, net worth is going to be no contest, so we can't go there.
But I still think Wahlberg's probably
I'm
got
sure he did well,
100 to 200 million.
Really good golfer in his private life. Wrote and produced Entourage, right?
Correct. Well, he produced it. I don't know if he wrote it, but he was part of it.
I probably won a Grammy with that Good Vibrations, just guessing.
Owns a few Wahlburgers.
Yeah. But was he anything without the Funky Bunch? That's what I want to know. Did they make him or did he make them?
He's got a tequila company.
Is the Funky Bunch still around, Rockstar? Do they tour without him?
I don't think he accepts questions about that anymore.
Oh, does he really not? You can't talk to him about Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch?
I don't think he'll talk about Marky Mark on the wild side.
Wow.
Yeah. A-Vids says he's listening in Jamaica this morning. Hey, A-Vids.
I think I would rather have Wahlberg's career, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Mark Cuban, man.
He's made a lot of money.
What did Cuban make his first amount of money as?
I don't know where his money was, but I think his big break was broadcast.com.
Yeah.
He was an Indiana basketball fan and was living in Dallas. And he was like, the games that aren't on TV, I've got no way of hearing them. And he was like, if they would put the radio broadcast on the internet, people could listen. And he went to Indiana and like, sure, we'll do that. So they put it on. And then he's like, oh my God, that was easy with Indiana. I'll just go everywhere else. So he goes all over the place and gets all these schools and teams to put their radio broadcast on the internet and started broadcast.com. And I think he might have even done some sports stations just before anybody was like, we can monetize that. So they're like, sure, if our fans want to hear it in Dallas, they can hear it in Dallas. And he sold that to Yahoo, if I remember correctly.
So that was his first chunk
or did
of
he
change.
end up buying Yahoo?
I heard him talking about the story the first time they went public on something. And that was the first time he really had money.
Yeah, I mean, and he made it good, but he got a ton of money quick.
And he bought the Mavericks on the cheap and just sold them for a lot.
And so he's been an NFL or an NBA team owner and on one of the highest rated shows on television, too. I mean, Shark Tank does really well, and that's had a good long run.
Stacy says Wahlberg's $400 million net worth.
I'm not shocked.
But nowhere close to Cuban.
Yeah, Wahlberg's net worth surprises me. All right, that is our 4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Slice. Tell us about Slice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Slice Pizza and Brew right there. SliceBirmingham.com to find the location nearest you. 5 great locations of Slice.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Not just about weight loss, though that's a big part of it. If you want to jumpstart that weight loss, you can do it with Leslie and her board-certified team. It starts with a free no-cost consultation, like you see the Next Round guys doing with Leslie right here down at their offices here in the Birmingham area of Way to Wellness. To find out everything Way to Wellness is about, just go to their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. We will, or they will let you in on some of their secrets, some of their plans for you. No plan is exactly the same. A cookie cutter plan for everyone. So Lunsford has a different plan than me. I've got a different plan than Melton. We're all doing it. The Meltdown guys enjoying their time with Way to Wellness. No contract, no sign-up fee, and the first consultation is free. Go to the website aplanforme.com. It's Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Who are the top 10 toughest schedules in college football? We'll unveil that next, and then Anne-Marie joins us as well, whether this or that, all that in the next segment right here on TNR.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call GutterCapBirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap.
Our friends at Long-Use Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Long-Use offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home office, and entertainment room, helping you elevate your home design and decor. Long-Use offers everything from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Right now, you can save up to 10% store-wide, receive $300 in Long-Use sleep credits with select mattress purchases, and access special financing on tons of hot buys. Take exit 280 off the I-65 Hallmark Farms exit today to see what Long-Use has to offer you.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
The World Wide Web is a large place. Find all your favorite people and content in the same spot. NextRoundLive.com is full of wonderful tidbits about the show you know and love. Find our gear, listen to your favorite personalities, follow our socials, and enjoy your trip to NextRoundLive.com.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Over in the chat room, someone wanted to know what you think of J.J. Redick as the next coach at the Lakers. It looks like that's where they're moving if they have not made it official yet today. They expect an announcement probably today before the finals go. I saw him described by one analyst at The Athletic. The Lakers believe that he is a Pat Riley type.
Okay, I think he's got a great basketball mind, but he has never coached basketball in his life.
Not one time.
No, well, he's coached youth, like, summer league.
Nothing that would translate, yeah.
Here, the only thing that bothers me is him and LeBron do that podcast, and so it just seems like...
It feels like LeBron's hiring another coach.
Yeah.
That's all he does.
That's what it seems. Like, I think J.J. Redick could end up being a tremendous coach. You look at Jason Kidd, former guard right now, has got his team in the NBA Finals in the Dallas Mavericks, so I think Redick could be a good coach, but it just feels really forced.
Pat Riley, former player who really got into the organization as the analyst for Chip, right? Hearns?
Yeah, Chip Hearn.
Yeah.
Chick Hearn.
Chick. My bad.
Yeah.
Chick. For Chick. And if you watch the HBO series, ended up leaving the broadcast to be an assistant coach on the bench, and then ascended to the head coach, and then became everything in basketball, Pat Riley, and has done a great job with the Heat, and hired a former film guy who is the team's film tape coordinator,
Eric Spoelstra,
who's been a tremendous coach. So if you're a great basketball mind, I think it's an interesting way to go with J.J.
Well, I think
Redick.
it's going to be fascinating because most coaches don't end well with LeBron.
Right.
Yeah, I would not want to work for him.
And much like the married couple who is now coaching Auburn softball, you've got a relationship that goes outside of basketball between J.J. and LeBron.
But then Jay says what a lot of non-Laker fans will say, will you be able to see LeBron's lips move when J.J. speaks?
I mean, outside of LeBron, what's the health of your organization there? I know the season did not end the way you wanted it to. You were the 8th seed, is that right?
Yeah.
7, I think.
7 seed, whatever it was, yeah. So that's not what the Lakers play for. But outside of LeBron, who's actually playing pretty well, but he is aging, what's the rest of the health of the organization?
It's kind of an unknown because, just 2 years ago, you're in the NBA Finals and you want to keep everything together. LeBron wanted to go out and get Kyrie Irving.
Do you
that
think
didn't happen?
Yeah, are y'all going to have to use your first-round pick for Bronny, or will y'all be able to get him in the second, you think?
I think he is going to be – you can wait. You could wait till after the second, get him if you're not the Lakers.
J.J. Redick does say he thinks Bronny James is a future star. No, I'm kidding. He does not. Porzingis back for Game 1. NBA Finals start tomorrow night. You can play those games at lanceslock.com. Lanceslock.com brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill.
Hey, if it's not running right, draining right, flowing right, Hemp Hill Services is who you need to call. Listen, the hot weather is absolutely here. Make sure you are ready to go with your AC. Whether residential or commercial, does not matter. Hemp Hill can help you. 205-229-2090. Hemp Hill Services, 205-229-2090.
Cut 7, if you will, Rockstar. In our trip on the Auburn campus in the football building earlier this year, our 26th team in our 40-40, Auburn, we had a chance to ask Hugh Freeze what he sees in Payton Thorne, who will be on the show coming up here at 10:45. And he's stuck with him. He stood by him as his quarterback. Here is Hugh Freeze.
I get, people in today's time, and everybody has a voice and whatever platform they choose to be on, and they don't get to see everything. I do believe in Peyton as a person, number one, as a leader. Certainly, he's got to earn what comes his way. I believe that for everybody, and do I believe he can become better in our system? Yes, but I do think it takes people around him too. And he was pretty dang good when he had those 2 NFL receivers at Michigan State. And if we can put some of those around him, maybe he can reach his full potential here. And but I do believe in who he is and what he's about and how he goes about doing it. His football IQ is good. He studies the game. And I also think we got some people that are pushing him a little bit right now that are going to help him become hopefully even better.
Hugh Freeze on Payton Thorne. Auburn's our team number 26 today. You can see that whole interview with Hugh Freeze, that one and the one at the Regions and our Coca-Cola conversations, all on our platform, wherever you get our podcasts, Spotify, and there on Apple as well, Apple Podcasts, and on YouTube, our channel. Like and subscribe when you go to Next Round Live there. Our friends at ESPN put out their FPI last week, Football Power Index. The 10 toughest schedules using the FPI. Okay, using just what ESPN put out, the FPI, the 10 toughest schedules. See if there is a theme.
I hear a lot of SEC here. Florida number 1. Who's number 2?
The 10th toughest schedule is the Texas Longhorns.
SEC.
Yeah.
The 9th toughest schedule is Georgia Tech.
Wow, that's tough for Brent.
In the SEC.
Yeah, tough for Brent. That's true. Tough for Brent Key, though. I mean, that's still a building process over there to play a tough schedule this year.
They happen to play Georgia. The 8th toughest
and
schedule.
Clemson, I believe, yeah.
The 8th toughest schedule, Tennessee. 7th toughest schedule, Oklahoma.
We talked about that, how much tougher theirs is in Texas, but according to the FPI, not significantly more difficult.
6th toughest, Alabama.
Okay, they're used to that.
You know, what's going to be interesting is Georgia might be at the top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
5th toughest schedule is Auburn.
They're used to that.
4th toughest schedule is Kentucky. 3rd toughest schedule is Georgia. 2nd toughest schedule is Mississippi State. And the toughest schedule, we all know it, it's Florida.
Boy, I tell you what, if I am Jeff Levy.
So 9 of 10.
9 of
SEC.
10. And the other one plays Georgia and Clemson.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And that's why strength of schedule has to matter.
Yeah.
Has to matter when we're doing the playoffs.
I don't know how much I trust the FPI. And, I'll fly the SEC flag just like anybody. But, I mean, do you honestly think, and I have not investigated it, I'm going to pull it up as I'm speaking, there's 0 Big Ten schedules that you think deserve to be in there? Like I'm pulling up Ohio State's. I just really haven't gone top to bottom on their schedule.
Well, you can pull USC's. USC's got a tough schedule.
Okay.
I
Ohio State plays them, right?
I think your answer is going to actually be Michigan.
All right, let me pull Michigan's. Michigan opens with Fresno. They play Texas at home. Arkansas State at home. USC at home. Minnesota at home. At Washington. Bye week at Illinois. Michigan State at home, Oregon at home, at Indiana, bye week, Northwestern at home, at Ohio State.
Okay, I thought they had Penn State in there too.
Ohio State, Oregon, USC. Lance says USC.
Okay, USC.
Let me check USC.
I got them right here.
Oh, yeah, it is tough.
Yeah. LSU, neutral. Utah State, at Michigan, Wisconsin, at Minnesota, Penn State, at Maryland, Rutgers, at Washington, Nebraska, at UCLA, Notre Dame.
Yeah,
that's
Ohio State, but that is tough too.
No, you skip Ohio State, but I mean Notre Dame is probably a playoff team. Could be. Penn State could be a playoff team. Michigan could be a playoff team. LSU could be a playoff team. I mean, you got a lot of could-be playoff teams.
The only thing I would say, on paper, it looks like they do miss the best two teams of the Big Ten, and Ohio State and Oregon.
Yeah, that's true. That does help.
That does help a lot. All right, that's from the FPI, the toughest schedule. Tell us about A+, and we're going to bring in Anne Marie, our intern this year from Clemson fame, and she's going to do a little.
Not the toughest schedule.
Have you guys talked Dabo with her?
We talked a little bit of Dabo with her when she was on with me and EG that day.
We will put her on the spot because she's got to go back up there.
Yeah, no, she was very open. We asked her point blank about Dabo. Hold on, we're going to have to get the microphone.
Get that mic.
Tell us about A+, and we'll get into all this.
We'll go Dabo. All right, A+ Tile Home Remodeling. That is who redid the brown master bathroom. My wife, when it came time to redo our bathroom, scoured the internet. And she talked to certain contractors, people that use contractors, read reviews, and she selected Brad Bell, A+ Tile Home Remodeling. I am certainly glad she did because his crews did amazing work in our house. They were on time. They were courteous. They were clean. At the end of every day, they walked us through everything they had done that day, made sure it met our expectations. And our expectations what matter because Brad did not come sell us on some plan. He said, you give me your plan, I'll make it happen. And boy, did he to the T. He's already done Lance's master bath. He's coming back to check out your kitchen, Lance? Is that right? Going to look at your kitchen?
He's coming out Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon to look at Lance's kitchen. He specializes in master bath, kitchen, and master bedroom closets. Reason that's important, you enjoy those rooms a lot while you live there, and you get your money back when you go to sell your home. Master bath, kitchen, master bedroom closets. That's his specialty. Brad Bell, A+ Tile Home Remodeling, 205-422-1758. That is 205-422-1758. Brad Bell, A+ Tile Home Remodeling.
Speaking of on time, I got to get to Peyton Thorne at 10:45.
Okay, we're rushing.
Go ahead and no, not rushing, but go ahead and ask her the Dabo thing.
No. I just I find it interesting that I think Clemson fans respect and love what Dabo did, but Anne Marie's career, how many championships have you seen since you've been there?
Since I've been there? Yeah. Oh, 0. I stepped on campus and we started losing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That,
so it's you.
Yeah, no, I'm the problem probably.
Yeah.
But no, we went to the playoffs, and then when I got there, we stopped.
Well, I'm just wondering on ground zero where students are at Clemson on Dabo Swinney.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of interesting. It depends who you ask. I think people who go there that are from the state of South Carolina, a lot have parents and family who are from Clemson. So most of the time they've grown up watching Clemson and know what it was before. So a lot of it is just respect of the fact that, like, that's how bad it was. And, like, be thankful for what it is now.
Yep.
But, people who came to Clemson because they wanted that, football atmosphere and they love all of that, playoff and wanted to watch us win a national championship game, people are a little frustrated because it kind of feels like we're just at such a disadvantage for no reason.
And your dad went to Alabama. You would have had a chance to go watch Nick Saban, and instead you chose Dabo.
I did.
But technically, when did you get to school? When did you? It's working. You're fine.
Yes. Rockstar's going to get a little closer to you.
When you got.
Oh, nice.
When you got to school, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd have seen a national championship at Alabama either, because you didn't start school until when? Fall of 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have seen one at Alabama.
I wouldn't have seen one from Alabama either, but
yeah,
would have been closer.
Right there you go.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do a quick this or that. She's got 7 things that she's worked on. She's going to come in and ask the guys. We're going to give our answer to this or that, and we'll sort of elaborate on our answers. So start us off. What's the first one?
Yeah, I hope these are fine. I don't know. I just did them all over. I did them all over the place here. Okay, so this or that. Walk-off home run in Game 7 to win a series or buzzer beater in Game 7.
Ooh, like I get to pick one that I do?
Yes.
Or just like, what do you
I
think's
think
a better...
walk-off home run.
I think walk-off because you get to
round
soak
the
it
bases.
in as you round the bases.
That's right. Everybody gets to look at me.
You get mobbed immediately.
That's right.
When you hit that
You're
last
bottom of the
shot.
dog pile when you do it the other way.
But there is something about hitting that buzzer beater. Balls in the air, buzzer goes.
Yeah. You know my favorite,
especially if it's March Madness, it lives forever.
You know my favorite part about a March Madness buzzer beater is I'll go back and watch it like 1,000 times, and when the ball leaves his hand, like the arena goes dead quiet.
Yep.
And then
everybody's doing this.
Everybody's watching it, and there's like that just silence for just a split second, and then it hits, and the place goes berserk.
But then on the walk-off home run, those people behind home plate,
they're the first to know.
They're the first one.
Yep.
They all stand up
Yep.
and they're like this.
Well, I think they both have in common is it's like, you know that in that moment it's just you. Like, yeah, they're both team sports, but it's like that was you. So, like, I feel like the anticipation's great.
I think I would go buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Because I played baseball and couldn't hit a home run, so I know that's out of my. I can luckily throw one up in the air that may rattle around and go in. So I'll go buzzer beater. What's next?
All right, so if you're an Olympian in either of these sports, which would you choose? You're either an Olympian in squash or curling.
I'm fascinating with. I'm not sure I know what squash is. That's a racket against a wall, right?
It seems like more work.
Yeah. Curling is
curling's the on ice where you push and you sweep.
I wouldn't want to be the sweeper. I'd want to be the pusher.
I find myself. I find myself in the Winter Olympics sometimes watching curling, and it's very relaxing.
And I don't know what the crap they're doing, really.
Yeah,
but it is appealing.
Satisfying.
I've never watched squash.
Yeah, I played that the shuffleboard.
Yeah,
where you throw the little puck. It kind of reminds me of curling.
It's a little bit. Yeah. I think I would go. I think I'd go curling.
Yeah, I would go curling as well. And I'm not sure I know what squash is. Is it not against a wall?
Don't really know, Jim.
Racquetball's against
It
the
is.
wall.
I think they're adding it to the Olympics in 2028.
Okay.
Have you played squash?
No, I just thought it was fun.
Have you curled?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just thought that you guys probably wouldn't know what it was.
Game winning home run?
If we're being honest.
Richard says curling for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
I think
next?
curling's more interesting.
Let's go.
Okay, next, Starbucks or Dunkin' in the morning?
Well, I mean, I got a Dunkin' I do every morning. So I don't know why I'm saying that like I'm ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I stop at the same Dunkin' every morning.
Like if I didn't worry about like getting big, I probably would go to Dunkin'.
Yeah, I'm not a Starbucks guy.
Really?
Yeah, not a Starbucks guy. I know. I know I'm a girl in a lot of my ways in life, but I am not a Starbucks guy.
You had to have had a bad situation.
No, I don't.
You don't like their coffee?
I don't like their coffee. And I drink my
Next-round
coffee black.
Yeah.
I think it depends what you get too.
Yeah.
I started going to Dunkin', the one that's near Clemson, so it's a lot of student workers. And they eventually just started giving me lattes with just milk. Like there was no espresso in it.
Oh, that's how I order it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I order it. What?
Wait, you order it with no espresso?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't like the taste.
So you didn't
So it's
want
just
it
milk.
that way.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's just milk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's not coffee though.
Well, I know, but it's good.
He doesn't like
started
coffee.
the trend.
Yeah.
Tell her what you like about coffee, though.
Wait, that's so
I
funny.
like the smell of coffee. So if I'm in a hotel room, I'll brew a pot of coffee and pour it out because I like the smell of it.
That's so funny. Okay, so the next one is, would you rather work for Gordon Ramsay or cook for him?
Ooh, that's a great question. I mean, working for him seems miserable. He's always yelling at people, but boy, cooking for him, he's just going to tear apart
Yeah,
what
but the
you've
worst
done.
thing, he tears it apart. You don't see
I
him
know,
again.
I never see him again. I think I'd rather
That's
cook
true.
for
Yeah,
him.
I guess I would cook for him.
But see, there's part of Brown that thinks that Gordon Ramsay would come have his steak or his pork chop and be like impressed.
I mean, it's on the table, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he could. I would probably, if I had to impress him, I'd go pork chop before I went steak.
See, I would go steak. The steaks I did against Saturday night in New York Butcher Shop. I really don't do much.
Yeah, I would order to go for him if it
Yeah,
came to
you
my
put
house.
it on a plate and act like it was you.
Yeah, welcome, Gordon. We're going to DoorDash tonight.
Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Would you rather watch Georgia win another national championship game or watch the Chiefs win another Super Bowl?
I will take Georgia.
Really?
Well, we have Georgia Clemson. I know there's a hatred there. We have a relationship with Kirby. I think I'd rather go Georgia. But see, we're all big. We all have our favorite NFL team, and the Chiefs is not one of them.
Chiefs win, Dolphins don't, Rams don't, Bucks don't, Lions don't. So yeah,
I don't really have anything to lose with the Falcons, so.
If you were to tell me Travis Kelce was retired, it probably would make it a little bit different, maybe.
Like he's going out if they win.
But the Chiefs win, it means there's no Rams.
I know.
So it's
Chiefs win. That means there's another Taylor Swift appearance too. So
good point.
Very true.
I would want another Georgia national championship.
Okay. When you go to a baseball game, Do you get a hot dog or do you get peanuts?
Hot dog, 100%.
Hot dog. I don't think I've ever ordered peanuts.
Yeah, I'm not a big peanut guy.
Go hot dog or anything else. Because I'm a huge hot dog guy.
I go
too.
hot dog and beer every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably hot dog first. Maybe nachos with peppers.
I would tell you the only reason, well, not the only reason, but when I go to a baseball game, I actually look forward to eating a hot dog at the baseball game.
I do too.
I do too. Like
I love it.
Like that is a thing to do, to get a beer and a hot dog.
Yeah, my thing is, what am I going to put on that hot dog, though?
That's right. What are my options when I get there?
I want kraut.
But I'm
And that's
definitely
not-
getting a hot dog.
It's not often an option.
We're big hot dog fans.
I love hot dogs, but
You do like them?
I only put mustard on it. I don't like ketchup.
Do you have a past?
Did your dad teach you that?
No, absolutely not. He'd probably.
Do you have family
be
members
ashamed
from
of
the
that.
north?
Yes.
Okay,
I
that's a
do.
very northern thing. That's mustard only on hot dogs.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They think we're sacrilegious.
I would say, though, given, like, if I could only choose one condiment, it probably would be mustard over ketchup.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
mayo,
If I could only put one
if
condiment,
that's the only one.
it would be
Yeah.
mustard. But all my friends who I worked with in television over the years who were from the north, when I would put ketchup or other stuff on it.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I hate ketchup.
Wow.
It's gross to me. I don't know why. I think it's because I don't like that it's sweet.
You like barbecue sauce?
Do you like tomatoes?
Yeah.
That's
doesn't
interesting.
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it
but
really does.
Onions, kraut,
I like onions.
chili
Yeah.
on a hot dog.
I think it's the sweetness. Like if I'm eating fries, I don't want to dip it in something that's really sweet.
Interesting.
Which
You
I
know what's
know.
interesting is like you can get a sweet
Yeah.
chili. Like I put cinnamon in my chili.
Okay, actually, I feel like that's not that strange. I've heard some weird things with chili.
I don't like cinnamon, but I do love sweet and salty same time. Like for breakfast,
Yeah.
I've got to have eggs and bacon and a waffle.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I like the salty and the
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense because I would definitely dip fries in a milkshake, so it kind of contradicts itself.
I've done that.
I've done that.
I've done that. Yep.
So, all right, the last one I have is would you be stuck on a plane that has terrible turbulence or on a cruise ship that's rocking back and forth?
Oh, plane with turbulence. I've been on that.
Oh, I think I do the
rocking cruise ship. Oh,
like, I don't get sick when I fly on when I fly on a plane.
You're knocking on wood on that?
Yeah, because next time I don't want to get sick. But I am saying on a boat. Like I've been on a couple of cruises. I haven't.
No, but can you imagine the seas at that point that is making your cruise ship move?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's a Cat 3 hurricane.
Yeah, I'd rather be on the plane with turbulence,
I guess
no
the
doubt.
plane, because I was gonna say if you could worst case jump off.
That's what I was thinking because my problem is like if I'm in the air, I have zero control. But if you're on a plane, I mean, if you're on a boat and something goes wrong,
Yeah,
I
but
feel
I
like
think
you
the
could.
plane could fly out of turbulence easier than the boat could get out
Yeah,
of
that's probably true.
Yeah.
And first of all, I don't think you're going to survive the jump off the cruise ship.
Well, if they have the little
You get sucked
the
under.
safety boats.
Yeah, you get sucked under and chopped up by the prop if you jump off a cruise
So
ship.
in the back of your head, you're expecting some guy to let you lay on the door the entire time while he freezes in the water.
Have you ever
Oh yeah, just like Titanic. Well, I didn't think
I always have to check
that
with the
movie
young
did
ones.
not make any sense. There are so many different
You know
ways.
it's a
they
true
could have
story,
gone.
right?
Yeah. But whatever. I think that there was a little unrealistic at the end.
I would agree with you.
That is This or That with our intern for the summer, Anne Marie, Clemson student. When do you graduate?
December, technically.
This December?
I'm done with all my classes in December.
So this is your last shot to see a Clemson national championship.
Yeah.
Don't like your
Thank you
odds,
for saying that
unfortunately.
because the more it sinks in, the
And
worse
you
it
are
feels.
dating a Clemson football player, right?
Yeah, he played football.
Played?
Yeah, he graduated.
Selling insurance now.
Yeah. He was like
Is he a
injured the
running
entire.
back? Is he now
No, he
trying-
played linebacker, but he was mostly on for special teams.
Yeah.
But he also had 5 injuries while he was there. So
Ooh, that's tough.
yeah, ACL 3 times, meniscus,
Oh,
Liz
wow.
Frank.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Bad knees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That is our This or That today. When we come back, we will talk a little bit more about NFL training camps. A couple of big notes going on, including a former Alabama running back. The show being brought to you today by our friends at Johnson RV. They're bringing you our mental health minute today as well. We got a little soundbite as our mental health minute
let's do
today.
it.
All right, because today at noon we start dropping some podcasts that you have done with our friends at Johnson RV and others.
Yeah, Dr. Brett McCabe, Kick Anxiety's Ass. He is the sports psychologist for the University of Alabama. Also a lot of professional athletes for the PGA Tour, Major League Baseball. Great dude. He came in along with Nick Johnston from Johnston RV. Rockstar was on the podcast. We've got 4 recorded. We'll drop 1 a week. We're going to record some more later this summer as well.
One is dropping tonight and at 12 noon, I should say. And Golf Digest Sam Weinman was on the show discussing the suicide from PGA golfer Grayson Murray, a serious topic that's part of this men's mental health podcast presented by Johnston RV. Here it is.
What has the community been towards your article and the overall response right now?
It's been, I'm reluctant to use the word great because it's such a sad topic, but at least encouraging, because I mean, one of the points I was trying to make in that story is, look, the mental health crisis in this country in general is very complicated, and I don't profess to have the answers, but what I do know for sure is that it needs to be far more of an open discussion than it has been, especially among men. You know, this is like and you guys were just touching upon it earlier, it is such a stigma, especially for men who profess to be all together and, want to project success and confidence. It's very difficult for people to confess to struggling. And one of the things I said about Grayson in the story, one of the points I wanted to make was, first of all, it was really important to note that his parents came out and said he had committed suicide. This was a conscious decision by his family to say, this is how he died. And the reason I say that is because I feel like people don't want to talk about it and they want to sweep it under the rug. And it would be completely within their right to not want to go there. I would not judge them for a second if they chose to keep that private. But when they say he took his own life, they are saying, let's talk about this.
Yeah, that is very important. You saw Nick Johnston, our good friend with Brett McCabe and Lance on the set there, and Johnston RV has been helping us raise awareness for Men's Mental Health Month and all the things that are associated with that. You can go see them yourself. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Always online at johnstonrvcenter.com. They have repriced both those lots, so confident, in fact, in their pricing that they will beat any price nationwide. That is their guarantee. Just bring them a price on a comparable RV. They beat it. Johnston RV Center on I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Lifetime warranty from RV Warranty Forever on everything new and qualifying used. You can see more always online, johnstonrvcenter.com. That is johnstonrvcenter.com.
Follow Rockstar on Twitter at RockstarBHM.
There is no better place to watch your favorite sporting events and enjoy great food than one of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons. The TVs are everywhere with your favorite sports, and the menu is second to none. From the great appetizers like the waffle cheese fries to the Avery Island salad, handhelds like the all-new Chicken Bomber, bistro specialties with a special taste of the Bayou, the amazing hand patty burgers, the great po' boys, and the specialty drinks. Visit any of the 3 great Birmingham locations of Walk-Ons: Greystone, Stadium Trace and Hoover, and the brand new location in Trussville.
Golf season is here, and if you're looking for a great golf course with affordable rates, you need to check out the newly renovated Woodward Golf Club. Woodward Golf Club is a semi-private club with membership opportunities available, but is also open to the public. You can book tee times online at this hidden gem by going to golfwoodward.com. For only $195 per month, you can enjoy unlimited golf 7 days a week. Membership includes discounted cart fees, unlimited range balls, and the use of our practice facilities. For more information on memberships and the course, check us out online at golfwoodward.com.
Spring weather is here, and our friends at Hemphill Services are offering a $69 HVAC tune-up plus 10% off any service call when you mention the next round. Call Adam, Chad, and the guys at Hemphill Services. Make sure your HVAC unit is ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemphill Services, locally owned and operated independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemphill Services. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com. That's 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the next round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the next round sent you. 969-8100 or Michelson. LaserVision.com.
Maybe you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or TikTok. Well, we're changing the game yet again. Tyler's Telegrams has been developed exclusively for you.
Hi, this is the lovable boy you know as Tyler the Intern. I'm a businessman now. I will come directly to your door and tell you every time a new piece of TNR content drops. For the low, low price of $740,000, you can be notified by me, one of the biggest stars of the next round, about that thing you missed. Sure, the rest of those social media services are free, but so is radio, and we all know how well that's trending.
Tyler's Telegrams is currently operating exclusively in Bibb County. Other social media platforms are available everywhere.
Back with you on the next round as we continue on today. The show being brought to you by the Birmingham Stallions as they take on the Michigan Panthers this weekend. 2 o'clock down at Protective Stadium. It's the conference championship game. Winner goes and plays for the championship of the UFL. Of course, the Stallions have won the last 2 USFL championships, so they're trying technically for a three-peat. You can enjoy the Fan Fest, on-the-field opportunities for the kids, and elite professional football. There is something for all fans of all ages. Tickets start at just $10, and they're available at theufl.com, theufl.com. Don't miss your chances. Cheer on the Stallions one more time. Last home game at Protective. Hopefully they're playing in the championship game the next week in St. Louis. Camp's going on in the NFL. Couple of things to make note of. We expect the Lions to have a target on their back after last year. They're working to get Jahmyr Gibbs, former Alabama running back, more involved in the passing game this year. He was that at Alabama. The Lions this year, you see teams who come, wasn't out of nowhere. Everyone expected the Lions to be good like they were last year, but one step away from the Super Bowl. How tough is it for the Lions to do that and maybe take the next step?
Well, winning the NFC North, hosting a playoff game, winning a playoff game, winning 2 playoff games, going to an NFC championship game, having a lead at halftime. I think the pressure was more on the Lions last year as kind of the sexy, trendy pick. They followed it up by winning the division. And I think when you look at all the talent around, not only Gibbs, but David Montgomery in that backfield, Jamison Williams getting a full season, Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the absolute best in the game, Sam Laporta. This team, man, sky's the limit. So I think last year was a more difficult year based on circumstances.
Brown, I know everyone on this desk respects Christian McCaffrey, the team that went to the Super Bowl. 49ers signed him to a 2-year, $19 million a year deal. They're saying he reset the running back market. But if you look at his 339 touches, he's not just a running back.
No, I've never viewed Christian McCaffrey as a running back. I don't know what I view him as. I guess a utility back? Is that fair to Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah.
I mean, he's almost like a really athletic H-back. Like, he does so much in the pass game, it's just hard to call him a running back. I would not think that resets the running back market because I don't think most running backs can do what Christian McCaffrey can do.
Yeah, I agree. I read that, and I was like, even if I'm representing another running back, it would be hard for me to be like, we deserve Christian McCaffrey money. He is so unique.
Did I read it right that he rushed, though, for 1,459 yards? He was over 2,000 in total yards.
No, I'm in front of me, but I can believe that, yeah. And Daniel's right. I mean, the 49ers are still in that beautiful spot where their starting quarterback is good enough to get them to the Super Bowl, and he's on not only a rookie contract, but a Mr. Irrelevant rookie contract.
Might be the last year of that.
Yeah, I mean, so they better do this stuff while they can, because to Lance's point, I don't know how much longer you can play this game.
And the Packers are about to come out of that beautiful spot. Jordan Love, they say yesterday the Packers expect to have his new reworked extension and contract done before the main camp opens up in July.
It's why Minnesota, like we talked about the other day, was able to pay Justin Jefferson like they're paying, because their starting quarterback is going to be on a rookie contract. Now, if J.J. McCarthy doesn't pan out, that's trouble. But that's true in any situation where the quarterback doesn't pan out. But if he pans out, Lance, if J.J. McCarthy is Brock Purdy or Jordan Love or whatever quarterback you want to make him, boy, the Vikings are in a good spot.
Philadelphia, bad news for former Sanford star and Birmingham native James Bradbury. Sustained an injury. He was moving to safety in a 7-on-7 drill. He went down and was taken off the field. No word yet on the extent to his injury, but people are concerned about Bradbury's availability there for the Philadelphia Eagles. Another amazing sports time capsule story like the 1974 brawl we had yesterday. Right after I tell you about our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City is the guy that can get on your roof and give you a free, no cost, I'll say it again, no cost roof inspection. 205-542-3531. Call that number up, text him, that's his cell number, and he'll get you on the schedule to come out and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. A lot of times you buy a house or you say maybe it's time for a new roof, it's aged out. Greg will get up there like he has with a lot of our viewers and say, you got another year. Maybe you got 3 more years, 5 more years out of this roof. It's in good shape up there. Don't worry about, not exactly the same color it was when you first moved in the house. Still a good roof if you don't want to change it now. Greg from Pell City understands that. Part of the free no-cost roof inspection there. Storm damage, he handles it. He'll replace your roof. He'll do anything to your roof right there. Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531, or Greg from Pell City on Facebook. Check him out today. The NBA playoff finals start tomorrow. There was a different time. We've talked before. LT mentioned it just, I think, earlier this week, that in the past there were some tape delay NBA Finals games. Playoffs weren't always on television as well. 47 years ago today, Portland, the Trailblazers, won their only world championship by beating Philadelphia. The game was scheduled to tip off at 10:30 Philadelphia time in the morning for Game 6 of the NBA Finals on CBS. They were going to carry it live, but they were going to have to tip it off at 10:30 in the morning to get the CBS live coverage, because there was a golf event later on today. And you say, was it a major? Was it the Masters?
No, it wouldn't have been the Masters.
No, it was the Kemper Open.
That's right, man.
The Kemper Open.
Everybody wanted to watch that.
They didn't want to preempt the Kemper Open, so they were going to get them to play the NBA Game 6 deciding game, it turns out, at 10:30 in the morning. Finally, the NBA worked a deal with CBS to move it to a 12 noon tip Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central. Can you imagine watching an 11 a.m. Game 6 of the NBA Finals today?
Not even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yeah, that's where they put the crappy early games.
As soon as the game went to zeros, and we've got a picture of the post-game ceremony. As soon as it went to zero, no celebration on the court, no locker room interviews, though you see the CBS Brent Musburger flag there. That was for tape for later on. No celebration, zero. Portland wins it. They celebrate as they're celebrating. Thanks for being with us. Let's go to the Kemper Open.
The leaders are just making the turn.
47 years ago, how much it has changed, that moment in history.
That is insane. So that was the Mountain Man Bill Walton's team that won. Is that Portland's only championship, right?
Portland's only championship. He won one with Boston as a role player. The Walton gang, they were called. The Blazers all the way, the Sports Illustrated cover there.
Did you hear the story about when he won the one with Boston, Larry Bird told after he passed?
No.
He comes to Larry Bird's house and knocks on the door, and Larry's wife opens the door and says, "Bill, Larry's in bed." And Larry said, "I heard the commotion downstairs, so I come downstairs." And I'm like, "Bill, I can't sit up and drink tonight." And Bill says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll just sit here and drink."
Yeah.
And he said, "No, listen," he goes, "I'll be here when you wake up too." And Bird said, "I thought he was crazy. I went to bed." He goes, "I slept in, got up the next morning. He's still in my kitchen drinking whiskey." That was just Bill Walton.
I would have thought Bird was the bigger drinker and Walton would just be hitting
the biggest surprise was Bird was in bed and didn't want to get up.
Yeah, the surprise was that Walton wasn't on the back deck blowing smoke.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure he was at some point that night.
Payton Thorne is the Auburn quarterback. He is scheduled to be with us next. We'll talk to him. The show being brought to you by our friends at Woodhouse Day Spa. Woodhouse Day Spa, so many people up here have used Woodhouse Day Spa over the years, Brownie, to go up there, whether it's facials, massages, all the great spa treatments. You get it right here at the Summit.
Yeah, birmingham.woodhousespas.com is where you go. And right there at that website, you can buy a gift card. You can make an appointment. You can find out everything you need to know about Woodhouse Day Spas. Right there at the Summit. Great anniversary gift idea. Great birthday gift idea. Great idea if you just need a massage. birmingham.woodhousespas.com. That is birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Auburn quarterback Payton Thorne is next on the next round.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239 Equal Housing Lender.
Butcher. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone, the New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Hang out with the Next Round on the go. Whether you're driving to work, running errands, sitting on the beach, or you just need a break from the real world, we can keep you company. Check out the Next Round, Mystery Fifth Hour, and our other shows on your favorite podcast app. We'll meet you there.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
It's time to pull the trigger on the Next Round merch that you've been eyeing. We know there's a lot to choose from at nextround.store, so here's a few of our favorite picks. If you want to match LT and Brown, go with the TNR logo hoodie and throw in one of Dunaway's favorite hats. Any of them will do. The Backroom's go-to is the classic logo t-shirt, while my personal favorite is the light blue TNR crew neck. All of these items can be found at nextround.store and are EG approved. Rest assured, your order will be packed with lots of love from us here at the Next Round. Head over to nextround.store to start filling up your cart.
Back with you on the Next Round, Payton Thorne in a moment. The South Florida USF Board of Trustees rubber stamped, is the way the story's written, the 35,000 seat on-campus stadium, so it is moving forward very fast there.
Well, I mean, I brought this up the other day. I think we were talking about Miami. Yeah, I think we were talking about Miami. And I told you, find for me a school that has been successful playing their home games, long-term successful, playing their home games in a pro stadium. You just can't do it. I mean, like Pittsburgh's had moments. Pittsburgh used to have an on-campus facility. They played a lot of games there, and then they would play some.
In fact, in their heyday, when they won national championships with Dorsett and Marino, they played on campus.
And it got I think it actually got condemned, and they ended up having to move to Heinz Field.
Closest thing ever Brownie successful playing off campus was Alabama playing their big games at Legion Field.
Yeah, and Miami for that short, that historically a small window where they played at the Orange Bowl. But, I mean, Pitt playing off campus, Miami playing off campus, usually it's just not an ideal situation. There's just so much. It hurts your crowd. Oftentimes those off-campus stadiums are so far from your campus that the students don't participate. It's just it's not an ideal situation at all. It was a terrible situation for UAB at Legion Field. It's a bad situation for South Florida. Like, they were playing Alabama last year, and I know the weather sucked, but that crowd was just blah. It was a blah crowd. And Scott's showing you the renderings. How much better is that than playing in a pro stadium?
Indoor facility to the left. The basketball arenas to the north top of the picture there, right in the middle of their campus, right there in the outskirts of downtown Tampa for the Bulls there. Notre Dame gets a deal with Boise State. They're going to play next year on October 14th in South Bend, Boise State and Notre Dame. There was a time that would have been must-see TV.
Oh, it would have been. I mean, that was a time where Notre Dame would have been very, very worried about that game, right? Playing Boise State. They might have been the underdog.
Boise's window has closed on a national championship. Our friends at Precision Sports Medicine, had to use them yesterday. Daughter rolls an ankle, and all of a sudden it's one of those tweaks or pulls or maybe breaks that you're worried about. And really quickly, Dr. Patterson, Dr. AG got a chance to see my daughter yesterday. part of the Brookwood Baptist Health family. Locations all the way from Jasper to Alabaster, Precision Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. You can schedule your appointment there, 205-512-3885, 512-3885. Orthopedic care is better together, and as again, they'll diagnose, they'll treat, and they'll help you in the rehab possibility. Weird seeing my daughter walking around in a boot, last night after running to see Precision Sports, but thankfully just a sprain, not a break, and we were happy that they were able to see her yesterday. You too can get that kind of treatment. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. PrecisionSportsOrtho.com/2024. Orthopedic care better together. Locations all over the Birmingham metro area. You know, Notre Dame is an interesting study. They've only got 3 true road games on their schedule this year.
We've talked about how, and I'm going to pull the schedule up, we've talked about how beneficial this schedule is for them.
At Texas A&M, at Purdue, at USC.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only 3 road games. A&M, that opener, if they win that one, they are set up for success. At A&M, at Purdue, at USC. They play Georgia Tech at Mercedes-Benz. They play Navy at MetLife. They play Army at Yankee Stadium. And then everything else is in South Bend.
Yeah, there will be, and even their road games, Jim, are not necessarily, I guess, the road games, but those neutral site games, there'll be more Notre Dame fans than Georgia Tech fans at Mercedes-Benz. Would you imagine?
Yes.
Or, bare minimum, more just like, wow, I get a chance to see Notre Dame. I live in Atlanta. I rarely get a chance to see this. I don't have any cheering interest. But
I think there's a lot of Notre Dame fans.
Yeah, because of the
in
Catholic.
the South.
Yeah. The Catholic Church. MetLife Stadium, easily more Notre Dame fans than Navy fans at that one. And then Yankee Stadium, easily more Notre Dame fans than Army fans. So even the games they don't play on campus, they're going to have a bigger crowd. The only time they'll be outnumbered is at Texas A&M, at Purdue, and at USC. And it won't even be that crazy at Purdue and USC.
Louisville and Florida State, their big challenges at home. Jeremy says Notre Dame, Florida State is going to be epic this year.
Oh, it should be.
It does have the making that this could cycle into being a really massive game this year between the Irish and the Seminoles, waking up memories of the early 1990s.
Yeah, that game, I think it was 1993 when Bobby Bowden and Florida State went up and played Lou Holt's Notre Dame team, and Notre Dame got the win. Massive win for them. That was back when Notre Dame and Florida State, were 2 of the top programs in America, and to get that game, it wasn't really an out-of-conference game. I guess Florida State might have been an ACC team by then, or they were still independent. But those are just, they used to play Miami a lot, and those are meaningful games for you kids that don't remember this, and Florida State a lot, and those were meaningful games. Notre Dame and Florida State, Notre Dame and Miami just felt like massive games back in the day. But we talked about this the other day with Notre Dame. If they can survive College Station, Texas, that is a primetime ABC game, 6:30 Central. It is game day going to be there. I mean, it's going to feel like the biggest game of week 1. And it may be.
It may be, yeah.
But it's going to feel like the biggest game of week 1. If they could survive that one, their schedule after that, as you said, NIU, at Purdue, Miami, hosting Louisville. They've got the weird schedule that's got to show you with all the license plates. Bye week, Stanford, at Georgia Tech, Navy. They coast. They should at least coast until they get that bye week, and then Florida State. And then that game probably gets them in the playoffs.
Volfan 205 said that the Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
Riley Leonard's health's in question. Had to go back and get that ankle, another cleanup surgery done in March. The question becomes, how close to 100% is he for that Texas A&M game in the opener? You know how much running the football means for Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
So maybe in a game that's going to set the tone for the entire Notre Dame season, will Riley Leonard, the quarterback, be 100%?
Yeah, it's a great question, but look, I'm always excited for week 1, but the closer you get to that Notre Dame Texas A&M, I don't know what it would mean for Texas A&M with a win. Like, I'm not ready to say in Mike Elko's first year that A&M, they're on the path to the playoffs with a win, but I do feel like that for Notre Dame. If they can get the win there, it's hard to envision them not being deep into the season in contention for the playoffs.
We had an interesting commitment yesterday for Ohio State, and the name had to catch your attention when you saw it move across your social media account. Bo Jackson commits to Ohio State yesterday. Bo Jackson, 4-star running back. Bo would have had all the stars in the world back in his day.
5+.
4-star running back Bo Jackson commits to Ohio State. He tells Hayes Fawcett of On3 Sports. 6', 210 running back from Cleveland, Ohio, chose the Buckeyes over Georgia and Alabama. Nothing is like the brotherhood at Ohio State, said Bo Jackson. Bo's his nickname.
I love that they go Bo Knows on the on the commitment poster.
Bo Knows, exactly right. He's actually named his nickname Bo as a tip of the hat to the Heisman Trophy winner from Auburn in 1985. But he was born by another name that is also a former Heisman Trophy winner. His legal name is Lamar Jackson.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
So he's Lamar Bo Jackson.
Lamar Bo Jackson.
What a combo.
So his birth certificate name is Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
His nickname is Bo because he's a running back. He is no relation to either NFL or former NFL star.
Know. Well, I mean, a lot of people are going to be like, see a Bo Jackson committed to Ohio State, and they're immediately going to think that's Bo's son.
They had to instantly say no relation.
I mean, if I'm anywhere else in America and I don't know about Bo Jackson, as well as we do around here, and I'm looking at that, that's my assumption too. It's like, holy crap. Well, first of all, Bo, this is kind of late in his life to have a son committing, but still, this kid's going to be a stud. And he may well be, but not the same bloodlines. Now, if it was Lamar Jackson, I would not just assume it's Lamar's son.
What's really crazy is his brother Michael Tito. No, I'm kidding. That's the chat room joke running over there.
I hope his dad's not Joe. Joe was kind of a rough one, wasn't he, Rockstar?
He got them to rehearse a lot and beat him into shape.
Yeah.
Got a good product, but scarred people for life.
No, it worked to a certain extent.
Michael wants to know, did LT go get Payton Thorne? We are awaiting Payton Thorne here.
And LT has lost his voice, for those that haven't listened to the whole show.
Yeah, LT has lost his voice here, so he's back there trying to treat that so he can come back. One more thing before we get to the top of the hour, Payton Thorne still scheduled to be with us here at some point. When he joins us, is being brought to you today by our friends at New York Butcher Shop. Tell us about New York Butcher Shop.
Yeah, of course, New York Butcher Shop, the home of the steak bed. Jim and the gang there at New York Butcher Shop can make sure you've got the highest quality and steaks, chicken, to rock pork chops, those great sides as well for that grill out this weekend. NYButcher.com. You can see them at Cava Heights and Greystone. New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well done service.
Duke offensive lineman Caleb Perez transfers from Duke to UAB, another offensive line pickup there for UAB. We mentioned earlier, Alabama got 4-star quarterback Keelan Russell to flip from SMU to Alabama yesterday. Alabama currently 8th in the recruiting process, according to 24/7 Composite. Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma, USC, LSU, Clemson, Texas A&M, and Alabama right now in the recruiting world. We're going to take our top of the hour break here so we can have maximum time with Payton Thorne when he joins us on the other side. This is the next round being brought to you today by our friends at Roback. Use the promo code TNR20 at Roback.com and get a great 20% discount on that first order. Roback, promo code TNR20. This is TNR.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com.
Just because you've quit going to the gym, it doesn't mean that you have to quit gym altogether. Dunaway, that is. With our Next Round podcasts open 24/7, 365, you can access gym anytime you'd like. While you may have done away with your treadmill routine, our version of Dunaway is standing by, ready to get you back to your absolute best. Find all that lovely Jimmy D-led content on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and in the podcast section of nextroundlive.com. This message is sponsored by Jimmy Crypto Inc. and Jimmy Crypto for President.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation. 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you. 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
You never know what we're up to here at the Next Round. The easiest way to stay in the know with our antics and adventures is to follow the Next Round across all social media platforms at Next Round Live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Whether it's Dunaway sleeping in the studio, Tim and Lunsford breaking down the latest movie release, or Game Day Chronicles, we are here to keep you updated on the latest sports news while, of course, having just a little bit of fun. Follow at Next Round Live across all platforms to join in.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Ozzie Albies did the heavy lifting last night for the Braves. 8 runs, 8 hits. Beat the Red Sox 8-3. They got day baseball today.
It was a heck of a night by Ozzie. 8 runs, 8 hits.
Yeah, that was him.
Said it,
that was all of the Braves.
It made it sound like that was his box score.
I think he hit a homer, a 3-run homer, though. Yeah,
he
in
did.
that one. Braves back at it today, 12:35, I believe. It's an afternoon game at Fenway. It's a little day baseball. If you can watch your Braves, if you can't, we'll see.
Do you find it weird? Like, have you been to Truist yet?
I have not been to a game at Truist yet, no.
It's a good park. I like it. I've heard people say that they still like Turner Field more. I think Truist is far better than Turner Field, in my opinion. And there is a Comcast building right outside the park. I mean, like, it overlooks the park. You see the logo, and that is who they're having their conflict with, is Comcast.
Can we be like, hey, put us on TV?
I know, and I just wonder, like, if I'm Comcast employee and they've got a home game, do I make sure I'm out before the fans start showing up? Or
you don't wear don't wear logoed gear.
I don't wear the Comcast gear by any stretch of the imagination.
Another potential serious injury last night, maybe avoided. Sean Murphy, he took a foul ball off the elbow. Luckily, he's going to be okay. That's his throwing arm. But look at the knot that comes up there instantly.
I mean, that is crazy to look at. And as Daniel was saying in the chat room, he says it looks worse than it is. But, boy, that looks terrible.
Yeah. Their stud right now, or one of them pitching, is right-handed pitcher Ronaldo Lopez. He's age 30. When he was with the White Sox, they only kept him in the bullpen. The Braves said, no, we believe in you as a starter, plus Spencer Strider went down with an injury. So Lopez has been doing some heavy lifting in that rotation in place of Strider, with a 1.73 ERA. So a lucky find there as part, I would assume he was part of that Chris Sale trade.
Yeah. Did you see Sale get his recognition there from the Boston fans? I thought that was pretty cool. That's always really cool when a guy goes back into the market where he's just had that success.
So a good run by the Braves there with the win last night. They'll try to get away with another one today in Boston. For games you can see on TV today, if you have the MLB Network, Dodgers in Pittsburgh, the Pirates at 5:40. 8:38 tonight, FS1, Padres and Angels. A couple of baseball games for you as well. Consensus preseason basketball rankings. 7 different outlets ended up doing their preseason way too early top 25s after all the NBA draft exits and returned to the roster. Taking all 7 polls and putting them together is what the Field of 68 did. Number 1 team in the country, Alabama.
Okay.
Number 2 team in the country, Kansas. Number 10 in the country, Auburn. So Alabama and Auburn, according to the consensus of the 7 way too early preseason polls from the major outlets, Alabama and Auburn, both top 10 programs. Tennessee was 13, A&M 14, Florida 18, Arkansas 19, Ole Miss 25. By the way, Arkansas yesterday gets Trayvon Brazile former Razorback, to come back to Arkansas. 6'10" forward, averaged 8 and 5, but he should fit well into the Calipari system. So I just named all those SEC teams: Bama, Auburn, Tennessee, A&M, Florida, Arkansas, Ole Miss, that are ranked. Not mentioned Kentucky.
I noticed.
Texas, Mississippi State, Oklahoma, all great basketball programs.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky, obviously, though, is the one that stands out there, right? And, I mean, Calipari has moved on. You hire Mark Pope. And I know this is a lot of roster, and this is not by any stretch of the imagination, any sort of judgment on Mark Pope, but it does feel a little bit like a judgment on Mark Pope, does it not? I mean, I know you got to look at the whole picture there, but I just don't. If this were a coach with a different name, even with the same roster, I think a lot of these voters would have voted Kentucky differently. I think there is a lot of doubt in Mark Pope's ability to get that program back up to an elite level, and maybe he does. The fan base, while initially kind of seemed to act like it was a yucky hire, clearly turned behind him once everybody started criticizing it, and they packed out Rupp Arena for that introductory press conference. But I just think most people in the country look at this and are like, he can have Kentucky players, but I'm going to wait and see on him as the Kentucky coach.
This hour of the show being brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com. Highway 119 in Alabaster. Sterling and the crew can help you enjoy a great lunch today. It's a destination lunch location. I always tell you that. If you want to you got friends from the north, you want to show them some good southern eating, then why not just take them to Champy's, have the best fried chicken you've ever tasted. Brined overnight, cooked to order. That's what Sterling does. Hand-cut chicken fingers and the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. It's Champy's Chicken, perfect for tailgate, date night, or whatever you want. Highway 119 in Alabaster. And if you're on your way to the beach or back, it's just right off that I-65 exit in Alabaster. Use it and love it. It's our friends at Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. Still awaiting Payton Thorne. Hopefully he'll join us here momentarily, and we'll get a chance to talk to the Auburn quarterback. Auburn is number 26 on our team today, on our countdown today, 40 teams in 40 shows, getting you ready for the upcoming college football season, which starts week 0 coming up in 80 days. One more basketball note here as we await the Auburn quarterback. Geno Auriemma, who coaches the women's team at UConn, signed a 5-year extension yesterday, $18.7 million. Will take him through the 2029 season, where he will end that season, if he's still coaching, at the age of 75.
It's crazy, isn't it? And I read where I think is it 6 wins away from the most wins of any coach in basketball, college basketball ever. I think men's or women's.
And who would that be? Coach K? Is that who he's passing?
I think Coach K, has the overall record. So I think he's like 6 wins or something like that away from passing that. I don't know how that's going to be viewed. I don't know if people view it overall. Men's, women's don't really care, honestly. But that just shows you how many games he's won. And the game is, look, it's turned a little bit. They're not just the dominant, all they got to do is roll the basketball out there and win the national championship team anymore. But still, they're obviously really, really good. But 75. And that guy's done it a long time. And for a lot of times, there were times where he might have been the best coach that program had overall, after Jim Calhoun. Now, Kevin Ollie won a championship, but kind of got weird on him. Dan Hurley obviously is doing great things right now. But, man, that guy, he changed that game. There's no doubt about it. Everybody had to catch up to them after he got it going at UConn.
The show being brought to you today in part by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. When we finish telling you about Michelson, I'm going to talk about who could be the leading rusher in the SEC this year. Quinshon Judkins is gone. Is there a hole open for maybe somebody to take over the top of the running back world? We'll talk about that, or talk to Payton Thorne when Brown's done talking about Michelson.
Michelson Laser Vision. They help Lance get his vision back to that fighter pilot level, and they can do the same for you. Listen, is LASIK surgery right for you? Can they change that vision for you? The only way you know that is just go get that risk-free evaluation from Dr. Mark and Jennifer Michelson. Father-daughter combo that are the best in the business at this. World class. They are respected around the world for this. Michelson Laser Vision. Just go get that consultation. Tell them you want Lance Taylor's fighter pilot vision. 969-8100 is the number to call. 969-8100. Tell Amy you heard it here on the next round and you want to try to get the vision like Lance did. MichelsonLaserVision.com. 969-8100.
Daniel goes Jarquez Hunter is his call there. Derek Patterson writes for Saturday Down South. He's got 5 candidates that he thinks are the best shot at leading the SEC in rushing this year. His first choice is Trevor Etienne for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, Trevor Etienne was 9th in the league last year, 753 rush yards, 8 touchdowns. Again, we talk about the difficulty of that schedule. My fear would be for him if Florida is playing from behind a lot, they're not going to run as much, and there's a chance they're playing from behind some in that schedule.
Oh, no, Trevor's at Georgia.
Oh, that's
now.
right. He went to Georgia. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. This is what makes this so difficult.
Yeah.
So Trevor was 9th in the league in rushing at Florida last year, 753 rush yards.
Yeah, so Trevor being at Georgia is going to be ahead a lot.
It's the exact opposite of that. So they're salting away games. And, Kirby Smart is one of those guys that's a little closer to old school than a lot of the offensive coaches. So I changed everything I said about Trevor.
Yeah, so a good choice there. And much to Daniel over there, his liking, number 2 on the list, Jarquez Hunter.
Well, you remember last year Jarquez Hunter didn't play the full complement of games for Auburn, but still almost rushed for 1,000 yards in the 12 games he played and 7 touchdowns, 909 yards, 7 touchdowns. It was something that plagued Hugh Freeze when he was the Ole Miss coach of having an effective running game, especially on short yardage. But I thought Hunter thrived in that run game last year, and he would absolutely be in the discussion for me to be the leading rusher in the SEC.
By the way, the third choice from Derek Patterson at Saturday Down South is another transfer guy from Arkansas to South Carolina. Rocket Sanders is on the list.
Yeah, that's a guy that unfortunately just couldn't shake the injury bug last year, but when on the field, Rocket Sanders was fantastic for Sam Pittman in Arkansas. It's not the upgrade that Etienne had going from Florida to Georgia, right? But it is a different atmosphere, different venue. You wonder how that impacts Rocket Sanders. Again, when at Arkansas, on the field was really, really good, but unfortunately injury just kept him from being able to do that consistently last year.
Montrell Johnson of Florida. He was part of that backfield with Trevor Etienne last year. Now it'll be his, I assume, as the top dog with the Gators.
Actually had more rushing yards last year than Trevor Etienne did. They were almost identical in their numbers. It was a really good 1-2 punch, 2-headed backfield there. With him, being the focus, you wonder if Napier's system tries to find another guy that shares those carries as much with him as he and Etienne shared, or does he get a lion's share of the carries? Again, I'll say what I said earlier about Etienne. With Florida's schedule, if they are behind some, they're going to have to be throwing more. So, that becomes your big concern with him getting carries.
Who led the SEC in rushing last year?
It was Cody Schrader of Missouri. I think a lot of people I would imagine if you went around and said, name me the top 2 rushers in the SEC last year, most people couldn't answer that question.
It was Schrader, and then it was Payton Thorne?
It was not Payton Thorne, no.
Peyton Rush, he led Auburn in rushing.
I think he was second behind. He was behind Jarquez Hunter for Auburn.
Okay, Schrader and who?
It was a quarterback. It was Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of people put Quinshon Judkins in there, and he was not. But Cody Schrader and Jaden Daniels were the 2 leading rushers in the SEC last year.
Both of those guys are gone now. So the 5th guy on Derek Patterson's list at Saturday Down South, Marcus Carroll of Missouri. He is a transfer from Georgia State into that Missouri offense, and obviously Eli has the ties to that Gus Malzahn, Hugh Freeze type offense where running is more important than you think.
So you're hoping he gets the Cody Schrader treatment. In fact, the top 4, they're all gone. Cody Schrader, Jaden Daniels, Quinshon Judkins, and Kentucky's Ray Davis. So it's going to be a different top 5 this year. There's no doubt about it. So this is an interesting question to ask. Now, with him coming in, you just hope it translates what Cody Schrader did, translates for him in that same offense.
Not mentioned an Alabama running back.
Well, Jim Miller was mentioned in the chat room, I will tell you that. And I think the question is...
What about Justice Haynes?
The question is, who is the guy that gets the most carries in that Alabama backfield? Like we were talking about leading receiver for Alabama earlier. I think it'll be Jeremy Bernard. There are a lot of people that think it'll be Ryan Williams. Could be somebody else, In
the past, it's been running back by committee under Nick Saban. That's his philosophy. I don't know if Sheridan and DeBoer share that same type philosophy. Do they go running back committee or not?
Yeah, running back by committee unless, you had an obvious one, like a Mark Ingram, a Trent Richardson, an Eddie Lacy, a Najee Harris, a Damian Harris, somebody like that.
When
there was an obvious one.
Derrick Henry and Najee were were obvious number ones, but Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson shared a lot.
They did
in the national championship.
They did, but still, I mean, Mark Ingram got enough. He won the Heisman, so he got enough carries to win the Heisman. But I mean, that was just one of those deals where those guys were just so talented you couldn't keep them sidelined. Like those guys, I mean, there was no way to keep them off the field. And then, once Mark Ingram moved on and Trent Richardson took over, everybody was like, man, this Eddie Lacy guy, have you seen this Eddie Lacy run the football? And he would get carries, and he was really good. And then after Eddie Lacy, T.J. Yeldon was like, man, have you seen this T.J. Yeldon kid run the ball? And then when Derrick Henry came along and people saw him, they're like, holy crap. This guy, not only is he a really good running back, he is a massive human being.
All right, so that's a great read at Saturday Down South and a discussion of guys who are not mentioned on that list. We're going to take an early break here in case Payton Thorne joins us for the next segment. Trash part of the next segment as well. This hour being brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com. Sterling and the crew serving up lunch as we speak down there. The great sides. Don't forget he has special desserts made specifically for the fine folks at Champy's Chicken, right there in Alabaster Highway 119 location. It is your tailgate destination and a great bar atmosphere as well on date night there in Alabaster. You can go check it out. Great for lunch or dinner or for office parties or your catering for your big events. champyschicken.com.
Never miss anything Auburn. Watch Village Vice at Wardam Pods on YouTube and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken. If renting is putting a dent in your bank account, here's your sign from the universe that it's time to buy a new home. And who better to help you through the ins and outs of home buying than our friends at Mortgage Right. With Mortgage Right, you don't have to worry about becoming a short notice mortgage expert because they do all the heavy lifting for you. They're trusted mortgage professionals and they'll help you choose the right mortgage option and stand by your side every step of the way. Visit mortgageright.com/TNR to buy before renting runs you dry. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239 Equal Housing Lender.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Our friends at Longye's Furniture believe in getting more style for less. Longye's offers a great selection of furniture for your living room, bedroom, dining room, home office, and entertainment room, helping you elevate your home design and decor. Longye's offers everything from vibrant outdoor furniture to breezy home accents. Everything you need to create your own sunshine sanctuary. Right now, you can save up to 10% store-wide, receive $300 in Longye's sleep credits with select mattress purchases, and access special financing on tons of hot buys. Take exit 280 off the I-65 Hallmark Farms exit today to see what Longye's has to offer you.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Back with you on TNR. Texas and Oklahoma tonight starts the best of three in the College Women's World Series, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Back to the NBA Finals tomorrow night. Back to the Stanley Cup Finals coming up on Saturday. and we're 80 days away from the start of college football. Not that far away, just a little over a month, about 5 weeks from SEC Media Days out in Dallas. Auburn's our 40-40 team today at number 26. We've talked a little Auburn football throughout the show today, and it's also been part of our conversation in 4 Downs that LT had for us earlier. LT's back with us. He'll have trash, or Brownie will read trash here in a second. I wanted to get y'all's reaction to the Florida High School Athletic Association yesterday becoming the next state to approve NIL for high schoolers.
I don't know what everybody's waiting on here. If you're one of the 50 states, I don't know what hope you're holding on to that you're going to be able to avoid this. It's just head in the sand. I mean, first of all, what is the issue with a high school football player being able to capitalize on his image? Or a high school basketball player?
I was working throughout my high school career.
Yep.
I don't understand why.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's worried about you capitalizing on your image. I think the concern is what the current concern is in college, that I've got a 9th grader at my high school who is zoned for my area, Lance Taylor, who is a great quarterback in the 9th grade, and all of a sudden he is getting offers to go be the quarterback over here, over there, and over here.
It's a big concern.
He goes there in the 10th grade, and then he goes here in the 11th grade for a bigger offer, and then somewhere else in the 12th grade. I mean, I'm sure that doesn't happen around here.
Oh, it 100% happens around here.
So how did you guys help me out again? And maybe we get Lunsford on the mic. How did Tua make it from Hawaii to
airplane
to the trailer park?
I don't know.
Yeah,
airplane. I mean, if I'm in Hawaii and I'm looking at a map of the entire world, I would choose Alabaster, Alabama to live in.
Oh, sure you would.
Well, I mean, to be fair, his brother was playing quarterback just down the road. Now, there are a lot of schools he could have gone to, but that was a really good school.
This is happening now. There are high school guys that are having 2 or 3 stops. My thing is,
I was being tongue-in-cheek.
I know you were.
Because all the way back to Rush Probst and Tua days, there were people moving around from high school to play, all the way back to the 80s.
Yeah,
there were running backs moving from, Chelsea to Calera to Columbiana to Alabaster.
Yeah, this is fact. Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, those guys might be able to sell you some Diet Dr. Pepper. High school kid ain't going to be able to sell you anything. This is the only money they are going to make is going to be a little sketchy, but it's going to happen anyway. But the money they're going to be making is money that will direct them to a landing spot once they get to college.
That's right. Your point is, if I understand you right, they're going to get money to move one high school to another, likely to a coach who is maybe friends with a coach on a coaching staff who's recruiting that kid, right? It's just
it's going to be all about the next stop.
Getting into the pipeline early on for, say, top school, State U or whatever. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But, trying to think of a good example here. I want to use Arch Manning, but everybody's going to say, yeah, but he was a Manning, so I'm not going to use him. I'll use Quinn Ewers.
Okay.
Where did Quinn Ewers? He played high school football in the state of Texas, right?
I think so. I don't know his history.
I think he went from state of Texas to Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
State of Texas football is pretty important. I mean, if Quinn Ewers did a commercial for Joe Johnson Ford and they gave him a truck to drive when he turned 16, why does anybody have a problem with that? Well, what is the problem with that? I mean, by the way, good for the Ewers family. As a father who pays a car payment on my child's car, I would be very happy if my daughter did a commercial for Joe Johnson Ford and got a free car to drive. I would be thrilled by that.
There's no problem with it in my eyes.
I agree.
But I'm not coaching another school where I've developed Quinn Ewers and now he's leaving to go to another high school, or I've developed him at my college and he's gone to another college.
Well, but my issue is going to be, why punish the Quinn Ewers of the world because you can't police your coaches? And the AHSAA cannot police their coaches, and the Texas High School Athletic Association probably can't police their coaches either. So why does the kid get punished for that? So if you were the parent of a child who's playing at, X high school, and he's got a chance to go play at a better high school and get a free truck for doing it, as a father, you're not going to think about that?
Mr. McGarity was giving them out on Friday Night Lights all the time.
Like a Pez dispenser. Yeah.
Did he give out cars?
If you needed one,
yeah,
you can just run over to Mr. McGarity. He'll give you a job. He'll do whatever you need to do.
I'm just saying, I don't know how, if ever this went to court, it seems open and closed. I mean, there's no way you could stop this. If you're Alabama legislators or Georgia, or whoever hasn't done this yet, you may as well just go ahead and take the dive and legalize this because it's going to happen.
Eric, he's working for me in the parts department. He only works 1 hour a day so he can concentrate on football, but he's working for me, Eric.
One of my favorite lines was it John Voight was the football coach in Varsity Blues, right? Was that the one? Which one was he?
he was.
It was Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues, yeah.
Trying to remember his name.
When he says, the school nurse says, what was the injury? I can't remember the kid's injury.
Oh, he broke his leg.
Yeah, the school nurse
Don't let him give you that shot.
Yeah, the school nurse says, I have a pulled hamstring. And he goes, well, she don't have a region championship to win, does she?
She does not.
I love that line.
Kilmer, Bud Kilmer.
Yeah, Bud Kilmer. That was his name. Yeah, it was. She don't have a region championship she's trying to win.
Bud Kilmer. Thank you, chat room.
Yeah,
Bud
very
Kilmer.
good, yeah.
I was going to go Buddy Tevens, but that was the
guy
Stanford.
on. Huh?
Stanford coach.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
I thought that was the guy that
ended up. He's dead now. He lost his leg.
What was the East Mississippi guy?
It was another buddy, but I cannot remember his name.
Yeah. I drove through that place. I saw their football facility when I was going to Philadelphia.
Pretty incredible.
By the way, it is out in the middle of Egypt.
Buddy Stevens.
drive.
Buddy Stevens is his name.
Buddy Stevens.
So,
and by the way, the road.
That's where our girl Brittany lived, right? That was her. Yeah.
And I texted her.
Scuba.
I DM'd her. I don't think I have her number. I DM'd her really quickly. And I said, send her the sign of scuba and then the picture of driving by the stadium, of the scoreboard in the stadium. And I said, I can't believe you lived here. And no response. But I was like, I could not believe you lived here. It is out in the middle of nowhere.
Didn't she used to tell us like they had to come to Livingston to have some nightlife or something like that? Meridian?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a wild system they had set up, that Mississippi JUCO system.
Yeah. If we did not have a tea time that we were trying to get to, the guys from up north wanted to stop because they had watched Last Chance U. They wanted to stop and go over and see the facilities. It was a crazy.
No, I mean, but that was a heck of a system they had set up. They just developed this minor league football system in their JUCOs.
Right. Can't get in school at Alabama.
That's
we're
right.
going to place you there.
Which was super beneficial to the JUCOs because they got all kinds of kids that came and paid tuition there, and then they just created this basically a minor league, and it's a pretty big deal over there.
Hemp Hill Services bringing you part of the show today before we get to trash. Tell us about Hemp Hill.
Yeah, they bring you the lock as well every single day. Lance'sLock.com. Hemp Hill Services. You got one up already?
Yeah, they're up.
Oh, lock is up already. We got early baseball, so I was asking.
Yeah, we do have some early baseball, but this is not an early game.
Yeah, Lance'sLock.com, brought to you by Hemp Hill Services.
2-0 yesterday, by the way.
2-0 yesterday. Look at Lance. Without a voice, he's really good with his picks, too. 229-2090 with It Doesn't Run Right, Drain Right, Flow Right. Hemp Hill Services can get you headed in the right direction, especially with the heat on the way. Make sure that AC is working just fine. 229-2090, Hemp Hill Services.
Zach says the Brass Monkey in Livingston gets old, he thinks, Goose. Had to go to the big city of Meridian for nightlife.
The Brass Monkey?
Oh, yeah. Shot some pool there plenty of times.
I agree with Patrick. Friday Night Lights TV show better than Friday Night Lights the movie.
So I punched out of the TV show. Jennifer and I used to watch that together. I think it was on NBC, right?
It was so over the top.
I watched it
Weren't
until
they covering up murders and stuff?
No. A little bit, yeah.
Were they?
Yeah.
I didn't get that far.
Oh, yeah, the good-looking...
You didn't play high school football, man.
the good-looking blonde who was basically from the trailer park who waited tables at the Applebee's or whatever.
And she was trying to steal the quarterback from the coach's daughter,
Wasn't
right?
she? I saw first season. Wasn't she getting hotel rooms with, married dudes?
Oh, yeah. But she had to hit a guy who was trying to rape her. And then they covered it up by throwing his body off the bridge.
I don't consider that murder.
Yeah. Why didn't they just drag him through town square and just say this guy tried to rape me?
Rockstar, that was before Homecoming.
My God.
They mixed them both in.
What got me is that every game they had to do something with 7 seconds left to win it.
They really did. He played a lot of close games.
What was the one with the inspirational speech in the locker room? Which one was that?
Clear Eyes Full Heart.
Okay, that was the one.
I watched it until he took a college job, and then I punched out, and you later told me, the college job doesn't last. He only does that 1 year, and he moves back to high school, right?
Oh, that's he didn't say it to college. That's right. The nerdy guy killed the guy. He was trying to rape the
So
blonde.
was Jesse Plemons the
Jesse
nerdy guy?
Plemons is in it, yeah.
He's the nerdy guy that hit him with I don't know, a piece of wood, killed the guy, and then they pushed him off the Chattahoochee Bridge, I guess, whatever it was in Texas.
I remember watching it. But he took a college job, and I'm like, not going to follow it
2 weeks.
anymore.
It was 2 episodes, bro.
What, the college job?
Yeah,
I
who was
punched out 2 episodes later.
who was the smoking hot cheerleader that used to be Derek Jeter?
No, that was the
the one that
that was the dark head one.
Yeah, that was the dark head.
Mika Kelly? Mika Kelly, yeah.
Mika Kelly.
Was she the coach's daughter?
No, the coach's daughter was
the blonde.
Who the quarterback was.
I think
right,
Mika Kelly was the quarterback until he got paralyzed, and then she tapped out, right?
Yeah. I mean,
she did.
Tough roll of the dice there.
Oh, yeah.
Have we ever called Jesse Plemons Meth Damon? Is that well known? That is so good.
Yellow Cake.
He's Fat Damon.
Yellow Cake. Called
Great
him
actor. Fantastic actor.
Jesse Plemons is.
Yeah.
Kelly was Buddy Garrity's daughter, Tyra and Lila.
Buddy Garrity was the big booster.
Yeah. I agree. Tyra, the trashy blonde, better
blonde.
looking than Lila. On the show.
On the show.
Wait, so which one was Lila?
Lila was Minka.
Oh, no way.
On the show, I agree with Patrick. Yeah. As Patrick puts it, trashy girl was hotter than Lila.
See, and I wasn't a Connie Britton fan at all.
Well, that was prime Connie Britton. That was the best she's done. Yeah.
Hot as a firecracker in that school issued T-shirt. Having to go buy some extra ribs for the cookout.
I mean, they cast her perfect.
Oh, she's a far. Well, no, there's different cast.
Charles, Connie Britton. Whoo. Patrick, Connie Britton. Woo.
That was prime Connie Britton. I mean, if you're
Plemons,
not a fan, you're not a fan. What?
Plemons married Kirsten Dunst?
Oh, yeah.
There's no way.
They're in the Civil War movie together.
Well, yeah, they met in season 4 of Fargo, or 3. It's probably the best Fargo standalone season. Yeah. But, yeah, that's where they met, got married.
Daniel's right. West Wing side character, Connie Britton. She came in with Bruno and the team to get the president reelected.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. See, I'm fired up for trivia today. I'm ready to
you
roll.
Are. I hope we get some West Wing questions.
Brownie and I are. Oh, look.
What? See, here we go. All right. So who all we got there?
Okay. So
walk me through
again. This is why I want a big wall behind us, a video, so I can walk to the wall like the inside the NBA. Trashy girl in the front. We keep calling her trashy girl. McAfee's gonna have to apologize tomorrow. On the
Is that the one that you think was better than Mika Kelly?
That is Tyra.
Yeah. So the dude she's laying on, the Riggins kid.
Yeah, just a baller. Riggins would do anything for you. He knows loyalty.
Well, he has gotten so many good roles or opportunities. Yep. He can't drive people to the box office.
Yeah,
he was good in True Detective though. The season nobody liked.
Texas Forever. There's the quarterback not in the wheelchair here. That's Minka up on the behind. Running back on top, the backup quarterback who becomes QB1.
Sorensen?
Nerd and the coach's daughter.
Yeah. Yep. So which one? So you say girls sitting on the tailgate's better than Minka Kelly
with Tim Riggins? I mean, just because she was down for just a good time.
Yeah.
She'd have a beer with you.
Her slut meter raised her 2 points for you.
She'd have a drink with you out back at Applebee's, or she'd go with a traveling salesman to a hotel room.
Punch a guy out and then bury his body.
Yep. She would do it. She would whatever it took to get the dub. Friday Night Lights.
NBC this fall.
We will do another TV show tomorrow, but right now it is trash time. Appreciate Payton Thorne being with us several times in the past. We will catch up with him another time, likely.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Right now, trash brought to you by Mortgage Right. Hit it.
Bag up.
Love
bag
it.
Up, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. What you doing, Terry?
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
Oh,
if you are looking for a new home, our friends at Mortgage Right, they are here to help. Whether you're a first-time buyer or seasoned home buying veteran, their great service and low rates make the process so easy. Whether you have a big down payment or need 100% financing, Mortgage Right, one-stop shop for mortgages. Call today, 205-900-7200. Online, mortgageright.com/TNR, NMLS 2239, equal housing lender.
Proof that life comes at you fast. Just 11 years ago, Aaron Suttle sent this picture out a few seconds ago. 11 years ago, I'm sure it was in his Facebook memories or something, he was at Shoal Creek for the Regions Tradition, interviewing Nick Saban.
Rick Gurley trying to get the scoop there. Isn't he?
Yeah, how many people can you name in that circle there? There's Jeff Puritan, young Jeff Puritan, off of the left shoulder. Rick Carley, not on Facebook. Suttles is the guy in the glasses at the top of the picture there.
Is that Forrester toting the ABC 3340
That
camera?
was the hidden gem.
Is that
wanted
you, Scotty?
I wanted to see if anybody noticed the hidden gem.
Is that
Forrester.
you?
See, at first I thought it was me. I think it might be Devers because I don't recognize the hat.
That is not.
I mean, it's
that
not
is
a White Sox hat.
That is not Devers.
That's not a White Sox hat.
Are you talking about the white hat?
Yeah, the white hat.
Oh no, I thought you were the shorter person next to Carly.
That's Macaulay.
That's Todd from
that's a
BUA.
Okay.
Used to call him Ric Flair.
So you're not in the picture then. That is Patrick Devers there in the white hat.
I thought it was Scott.
Yeah.
I'm going Scott. I think Scott forgot he was there.
Devers is saying it's Todd Hoyer.
No, hey, Michael's right. He says that Suttle's got some Lane Kiffin in him with that hair.
A little bit. Yeah.
And those glasses.
Yeah. Suttles has changed his look a lot.
Yeah, I don't see anybody for any of the stations I worked for at the time.
We were doing a live show up in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I think that was the day we got Dan Mullen on.
Maybe so.
But surely that was the day. That was the infamous day that Jeff from Anniston asked us
cupcake or cake or pie.
Cake or pie, and we did 45 minutes
really
on cake or
hard,
pie.
right?
Yeah, we did cake or pie, and then Gus Malzahn came on, and we said, Coach, we've been talking all day. Caller asked cake or pie, which one do you like better?
I don't see anybody from any of my stations right there.
Oh, Jim, that's unfortunate.
Or me.
Well, there's a 42 camera flag there. Somebody's
got their flag down there. Oh, it's a hand. I bet that's Lauren Sisler. It's a female
Could
hand.
be. Sizzler.
I bet that's Lauren Sisler down low there.
All right, so we start trash with a Monopoly story. After being stuffed into a patrol car and accused vandal told police, his name was Mr. Monopoly.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Because he looks like a thimble?
And he was born, boy, he does not look like the Monopoly guy.
Shit-eating grin.
Yeah. And he was born, of course, April 20th, 1969. I'm guessing that's when Monopoly started. Or are we making a 420 play
420 and 69 is a very sexual term. So he's
Got
being,
it now.
He's
I see
being
that now.
funny.
We have marijuana
You guys-
and sex combined now.
You guys
I see
aren't
that.
laughing, but it's funny.
Investigators say 33-year-old Ryan Howard, had I read that next line, I would have known he was not born in 1969, was arrested Saturday for spray painting a wall in St. Petersburg. When officers confronted him, he had a bag slung over his shoulder containing, quote, spray paint cans. So I'm assuming he was guilty here. He deserves to stay in court.
I'm a little shocked the spray painting on walls, bridges is still a big thing.
Yeah.
I passed one yesterday coming from Benton Brook, one of our sponsors. There's a back way to get back to the interstate that I use, and you go under the lowest train trestle, I think, in existence. I think I could flat foot jump up and touch the train trestle.
Yeah.
It's low, but somebody had just freshly spray painted something.
Is anyone other than me very impressed, though, by the artistic ability of some of our gang members here in the United States?
they're fantastic.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
Really, really good.
You are beautiful.
That was another thing, though. Like the attention span of the youth is supposed to be a lot. We talk about these, nothing's supposed to be more than a minute or 2 minutes. How in the hell do they spend hours doing that?
I know,
but the spray paint, like some of the ones in Los Angeles, street art became very popular.
And then,
a decade ago.
like when they spray paint the back of an interstate sign, like an overpass sign or whatever, I'm like, holy crap, you were risking your life to spray paint that.
Unbelievable.
Just to mark your territory.
Yeah.
By the way, Mr. Monopoly told to go straight to jail, so he doesn't have a chance to.
I bet his bond's more than $200.
He's got to roll doubles to get out. Did y'all play it that way? Like if you roll doubles, you get out, or you could just pay the bond?
I haven't played Monopoly in 25 years.
Monopoly.
Not my favorite
it was
game.
fun.
I liked Life better because it was an end.
I like Life too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you go to Life? Did you go to college or career?
It depends on that spin, Brown. I made a call at that point.
Did you go risky route or safe route?
Again, depending on the spin before I had to make that choice.
Right.
I would go different ways.
There's a remote tribe in Brazil that for the last 8 months has been getting high-speed internet for the first time ever. Now, think about this, okay?
So awesome.
This is incredible. So you're a remote tribe. People don't even really know you exist, basically. You've never been on the internet before. So imagine right now, this is the first time you've ever gotten on the internet. These
Boobs.
are the...
Boobs.
These are the Marabou people. They live in one of the most isolated spots on the planet, and they do have contact with the outside world, but they do also preserve traditional way of life. They sleep in communal huts along the Atui River. They hunt and grow their own food. They speak their own language. And until just now, they've never had access to the internet.
King Naki, why are you selling people Bitcoin on Facebook?
King Naki.
This is the way they lived, past tense, because somebody's going to be escaping that village quickly.
No doubt about it. You've seen the outside world now. Elon Musk satellite service Starlink, which he launched actually in Brazil in 2022, has changed everything now. They have reached the 2,000-strong Marabou community 9 months ago, and after several tribesmen walked for days through the thick rainforest with 2 antennas on their backs, recently the New York Times paid a visit to find out what kind of impact the internet had on the tribe. What do you guys think has happened here?
It is going to be what we call negative.
When they arrived, they found teenagers scrolling Instagram, a man texting his girlfriend, and a group of men crowded around a phone streaming a football game. So it has changed everything, basically, for them.
King Naki, did you just buy a pair of shoes in Egypt, or did somebody steal your credit card number?
Tsunami Marabou, 73, said when it arrived, everyone was happy, but now things have gotten worse.
Yep.
Young people have gotten lazy because of the internet. They've learned the ways of the white people. Why is it always our fault, right? Why is it always the white guy?
We gave it to him.
Yeah, I mean, who created the internet?
White people. Alfredo Marabou, sounds made up, by the way, leader of the Marabou Association of Villages, said pornography is on the rise. Many of the tribe's people did speak to the benefits the internet has brought, including ability to chat with loved ones living far away, educational opportunities, the possibility of sharing their way of life with others. Yeah, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of that.
Wait till they discover binge watching TV.
But if you're in a village of 2,000 people, your girlfriend, who are you texting? I don't understand. You're texting your girlfriend. What does that mean?
You remember that one
she's
time?
She's just 2 huts down.
Yeah, seriously.
That one time I left my village? Top 10 deadliest animals for humans. Number 1, I think always surprises people on this. It is the mosquito.
It makes sense.
It does make sense when you think about it, but you never think about them being that dangerous.
Because of malaria.
And
yellow fever.
Yeah. Top 10 deadliest animals, according to BBC Science Focus, mosquitoes, the reigning champion, 700,000 deaths tied to the mosquito annually.
Yeah, I always know number 2. Number 2, I always expect to be number 1.
Number 2, humans. We're our own worst enemy. Every year, 400,000 homicides take place worldwide, making humans the second deadliest animal, other than mosquitoes.
You know what goes unreported is, I wonder how many mosquitoes kill other mosquitoes, though.
Like mosquito crime?
Yeah, like the king snake. I think I'm correct about this, but I think the king snake, like it hunts down water moccasins and rattlesnakes.
Cleans it up. I found a picture today. It was online. It looked like a reef shark, but it was probably a 6-7 foot shark, and it was completely chomped in half. So its head was just on the reef.
Yeah.
So you wonder how big the predator was that got a hold of it.
But you know, was that another shark? You know, humans always get
splitting headache.
Humans always so bad that it's always human on human crime. But what about snake on snake, shark on shark?
I will ask you this: when you consider that mosquitoes kill 700,000 humans and humans kill 400,000 other humans, is the mosquito-human rivalry the biggest in the world, you think?
No, because we kill, I killed a couple this week already.
So,
I bet we kill...
You think we kill more mosquitoes...
Hundreds of millions of mosquitoes a year.
Than mosquitoes kill humans.
Yeah.
Well, there's pest control. That kills a lot of mosquitoes.
That's true. Rockstar is right. We have developed the venom for them.
There's no human pest control. That would suck.
Yeah.
They're called wars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, that's a good point. It does happen occasionally. Snakes, third place. Lance's favorite dogs. Lance, they might be man's best friend, but guess what? They're fourth all time.
You leave a dog on a porch for 2 weeks without food and water, it's going to come after you.
Yeah, rabies, too. Don't forget rabies gets a lot of people.
Can you imagine it in mosquito government? They're saying, we've got to send more money to Brown's backyard. We've got to continue to fight the front back there.
I got that guy that comes and sprays. And I tell you what, man, I don't get mosquito bites. People can call that. I don't know if people would just try to discredit that, but it 100% works.
I'll tell you what's an upset is number 7 here.
Let's see. Running out the top 5, number 5, assassin bugs. They spread the parasite that causes some sort of disease I can't say. It went on Earth for years.
Number 6, I should say.
Lions, hippos, elephants round out the top 10. Which one are you looking at? Alligator, crocodile, scorpions.
3,300 people a year are killed by scorpions.
Rock me like a hurricane, Dunaway. I found a scorpion,
Chances are scorpions produce more lives than they take.
If you consider the band.
So you got on there, it says bears only killed 1 person. I don't believe that either.
That's reported, I'm guessing.
Boy, that does seem low. The hippo, again, 500 deaths out of the hippo.
Very territorial.
One of those animals that Disney cartoons have tried to humanize a little bit. And
She's not wearing a tutu.
I know. We've made the hippos look a lot nicer than they really are. That is a vicious animal.
Yeah, really can't humanize the snake or the scorpion.
No, it's hard to do.
200 lions deaths per year, usually because of a Thanksgiving parlay.
I knew it was coming.
It took a while to get
Knew
there.
it was coming. The Thanksgiving parlay helped, though. That was better. A so-called blind dating cafe in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam is coming to fire for installing a one-way window that allows men to see the girls, but not vice versa. I mean, we are such a shallow society. So supposedly they're sitting on, it's a blind date. They're sitting on either side, and either side could see the other. But unfortunately, the females have fallen for a bad joke here. On June 1st, a blind dating cafe, Ho Chi Minh's District 1, went viral for controversial reason. According to multiple reports, Mina Cafe features 2 different rooms for men and women separated by a glass wall. The controversy lies in the fact the wall is not just a mirror, it is a 2-sided mirror. The men's room dark and they can clearly see the person on the other side. The ladies' room light and they cannot. Mina Cafe went viral on TikTok after a posted video about it, showcasing the experience from a man's perspective. Apart from the one-sided window, viewers also criticized the fact that men's seats are considerably lower than women's, which some claimed offer a better view of their privates. I did kind of notice that.
Yeah. I did too. It does seem
and
like
she doesn't know he could see her.
Hey, does she have a Danny Moore on her wall?
She should.
It does seem.
Yao Ming.
I mean, it's in the name. It seems like she should be able to see him, and he shouldn't be able to see her because it is in Ho Chi Minh, right?
Ho Chi Minh. Yes.
Oh,
Ho Chi Minh. He's
Ho
beat
Chi Minh. I got it. Sorry, Jim. I missed.
That would have been good.
Yeah, my bad. My bad, Jim. Confronted about the controversial practice, the cafe owner, a woman, by the way, upset here. I did not see this part coming. Named Lena, said they had created the model to give men the right to proactively pair up. It's up to the women to agree or not. I think you'd help the woman out if she could see the man. And then we wouldn't need the mirror. They could just have a cafe.
Now, he could be Misi Ho, right?
That's right.
I'm dyslexic.
It's a different city.
So good. A lot of negative feedback here, as you might imagine, but he says, I have got no intention of closing my restaurant here. Finally, plastic surgery clinic goes viral for an impossible before and after photo. So I'm assuming we got pictures of these, right?
I do. I don't know if I believe this. But
Okay.
I'm going
You want me to set it up before?
I'll do the before, and then I'll do the after. Then I'll have the combination of the two.
You let me know how you want me to handle this. Do I need to read something before you do it?
No, just read it. Like this is the
All right.
before picture.
Istanbul Plastic Surgery Clinic has been drawing a lot of attention for taking social media before and after photos that show improvements so radical the experts have say they are impossible. The Estee Med Clinic took the internet by storm of before and after photos. This is a guy named Michael.
So we're not going to go to like Antonio Banderas when he was in his 30s.
Well,
no, just wait.
This is after surgery, Michael's after photos. So those of you watching this can see his before. Lance, for those not watching, give me a description of this guy. This is a combo of who and who.
Howard Cosell and...
Yep, I see that.
I've got somebody, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, no.
Oh, is it me?
No.
Did you mention him yesterday? Does he drive a Auga?
No, he's right. He's right.
Yeah.
No, he's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yep.
So a lot of Howard Cosell and an older gentleman.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
He drives an Auga. You're spot on, too, by the way. And now he looks like who?
Oh, that is...
there is zero chance that it's the same people.
It is.
I'll tell you that's Johnny Depp meets... who's the guy that used to work here and now works for the NFL Network?
Patrick Claybon.
No.
But yes, but not who you're talking about. Used to work here.
Ian...
Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport.
Don't know what
Johnny Depp.
I was going to go with Zac Efron, eyes and nose, and then the hair of the guy that DeLuffalo, what's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. Ruffalo.
Ho Chi Minh.
I see Ruffalo's hair.
Ruffalo in the outskirts, and in the middle is Zac Efron.
Yeah, zero chance those are the same people. They said he had got a facelift, neck lift, lower eyelid blepharoplasty.
They're saying the guy on the left now looks like that.
Yeah.
No
Buccal
way.
fat
Plastic
removal,
surgery.
No way.
rhinoplasty, and a hair transplant. Boy, he got it all, didn't he?
That would be a show called Plastic Surgery Gone Right. It'd be the first time it ever went that well.
Honestly, I think there's a lot of people that would pay to go from that transformation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. If you could go from left picture to right picture, you can. That doctor could do it for any price he wanted.
Oh, if that could happen left to right, I would need 2 weeks off before football season.
Imagine just walking in here. What
would you take?
What are y'all looking at?
I hiked a lot.
Would you take the gay-looking pirate on the right already?
Yes.
I hiked a lot.
I'd wear my old school Buccaneer T-shirt every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh. That is not real. That is trash, though, presented by Mortgage Right.
Hey, it is buying season. Our friends at Mortgage Right here to help. They were veteran founded here in Birmingham, offer loans throughout the country. While their area they serve may have grown, their commitment to Birmingham and veterans has not changed. Call Birmingham office today, 205-900-7200 or online, mortgageright.com.
All right. We roll on. When we come back, our last segment of the show right here on TNR.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Only at Twin Peaks.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
For a great experience in golf, go to Bent Brook, just off I-459 in the Birmingham area. You've got 27 holes where you can play your 18 holes 6 different ways. Open 7 days a week with 5 sets of tees that makes golf enjoyable for any level golfer. You get complimentary GPS on every golf cart, and the AU Victory bent grass greens play as pure as any in the area. Bent Brook continues to improve with upgraded greens and redesigned holes. Book that next tee time right now. BentBrook.com. BentBrook.com. The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
Take TNR on the go with a podcast built for your satisfaction. Miss Hour 1? Find it in podcast form. Miss Hour 2? Stream it now. Miss Hour 3? Download it for later. Miss Hour 4? Well, just know it's never coming back. Listen to TNR wherever you find podcasts.
Hey, you. Summer's here. Time to get hot. And at New Balance Birmingham, that's just what we got. For a summertime vibe, see what's inside. Come together at New Balance Birmingham on Highway 280, right next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, we got now.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
That is a.
Hey, can I update everyone on Peyton Thorne? I don't want him to look bad. He has texted. Unfortunately, they had a video shoot for the athletic department that he thought would be finished in time for him to join the show, and it has run long. So he is very apologetic. I just don't want people to think he, was just forgot about us and hosed us. He's super apologetic. So
is he back tomorrow?
We may try tomorrow. Got kind of a full show tomorrow. Is Gary Owen on with us tomorrow? Is that?
Yeah.
So we got Gary Owen tomorrow. Buster Olney is with us tomorrow.
Rockstar's got guest
That's
on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to Birmingham
on Friday.
Stallion. So we'll try to get Peyton on. I mean, this was not his fault. It was just a photo shoot that he thought was going to be done at our video shoot. He thought was going to be done at one time, and it has run long. Unfortunately, those things often do. So he's super apologetic. I just don't want people to think, he's just some guy that blew us off and is irresponsible. He has followed up.
Was his line? Remember, if you want Auburn to stay competitive, you can donate to On to Victory.
It could be. I don't know who the shoot was. I know it was a school shoot, and
or is it for the scoreboard?
Could be.
Come on, Auburn fans! It's time for the fourth quarter.
That's right. I don't know what it was, but he was involved in a video, and it has gone long. So I apologize. We apologize for that. Out of our control, out of Peyton's control. But he is apologetic.
Yeah.
So
Peyton
he
Thorne,
did the right thing. I just want everybody to know.
Friend of the show.
He's back.
Payton Thorne will join us at another date. All right. The final segment of the show being brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We love those folks at Bud Light. We talked a lot about some NBC TV shows from earlier in the 2000s and a lot of stuff on the show today. One thing we have not gotten to yet that I wanted to get to before it was all said and done was the SEC win totals. Jesse Simonton has sort of put these into context on the win totals that you can get at mybookie.ag or others on who he thinks is right on, that's over-projected, under-projected. We've got a graphic for you here. So analyzing the projected 2024 win totals, he thinks that are too high. He thinks Arkansas will struggle to get 4.5 wins, and South Carolina will struggle to go over 5.5 wins. Here's stop right there and look at those.
Yeah, here's the truth of it, guys. Somebody's got to finish at the bottom of the SEC. Yeah. I mean, the math tells you somebody has got to be down there.
Well, I think South Carolina. I would feel better about taking Arkansas's over than South Carolina's over.
Okay, can we see Arkansas and or South Carolina's schedule if that's possible?
I've got Arkansas pulled up right here because I was going to see who their out-of-conference is. That's at Oak State, guys. That's a tough out-of-conference game.
Yeah.
They are at Oak State. They are at Auburn. They play A&M in Arlington. They got 10. Okay, so we got side-by-side Tennessee, LSU. There's a lot of tough games for them.
Yeah, so if you go Arkansas wins, give them Pine Bluff. They don't win at Oklahoma State, in my opinion. UAB tougher than expected. That offensive line at UAB is going to be deep this year.
Should be a win, though.
But it should be a win, too. Loss at Auburn, loss at A&M.
I would think.
Loss to Tennessee, loss to LSU. Mississippi State, I think it's a loss. Just give that to them, though.
Okay, give them a win there. So what do we got? We got
lost
3 wins.
Lost to Ole Miss, lost to Texas. Give them the La Tech win, loss at Missouri. That's 4 wins.
That's 4
under
wins.
4.5.
It's under 4.5. He got it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some swing games that can go over, but that's tough. South Carolina on the other side, Old Dominion, give them the win. Loss at Kentucky, loss to LSU. Akron, give them the win. Ole Miss loss, Alabama loss, Oklahoma loss, Texas A&M loss. Vandy, give them the win. Missouri loss. Wofford, give them the win. Clemson got them at 4 as well.
That's tough for Shane
obviously,
Beamer.
Some swing games, they're not going to both be 4 wins, but I can see what Jesse is saying there.
And I can. And that's probably going to get Shane Beamer on the hot seat, if not fired.
And that
I hate
could
that for him.
Sam Pittman fired.
Yeah, I think it will get Sam Pittman fired. You know, he got the vote of confidence at the end of last year. Then KJ Jefferson was out. They got blasted in their final home game against Missouri. So that was kind of a tough way to end the season for him last year.
Michael says Missouri too high, Florida too high as well, says Troy. Back to the Jesse Simonton graphic. Jesse with On 3 Sports gives you just right. He's got Auburn just right at 7.5.
I would play the over. I think that number's good.
He's got LSU just right at 9.5.
That's a perfect number.
Missouri just right at 9.5.
I would agree there too.
Tennessee just right at 9.5.
I think I would agree.
A&M just right at 8.5.
I would go under.
But you think that's a bad number though?
I would probably go 7.5.
Okay, all right.
Alabama just right at 9.5.
I agree.
Right.
Georgia just right at 10.5.
I agree.
Right.
Mississippi State just right at 4.5.
I think I'd go under. I think I'd put that at 3.5.
So under 4.5. So
we talked about the difficulty of their schedule earlier today.
Yeah. That is Oklahoma just right at 7.5.
That's a good number.
Texas just right at 10.5.
Probably would put Texas 9.5.
9.5. Too low, he says. He thinks Florida goes over 4.5 with the toughest schedule in the country.
I don't. I think if they do, then I think Billy Napier's safe.
Here's the schedule. That almost to go over 4.5.
Well, you better have a lot of work done before the back half of your schedule if you're trying to get over 4.5 wins.
Let's give them the win over.
Brutal.
Give them the win over Miami.
Okay.
Over Samford.
2.
over Mississippi State.
3.
Give them UCF.
4. Now give me the overs.
Boy, if they start 4-1.
Yeah, that's a huge
be
story.
incredible.
But even then, let them start 4-1
to
and
go
see what
5.
happens. Yeah.
Give them Kentucky at home to get them to 5.
They've won that game a lot, so there's 5. That gets them over 4.5. But boy, it's hard to find any other wins.
That's giving them wins over Miami and UCF.
I know, which is
you
far
do
from given.
Do have to make noise in September if they want to do anything.
Yeah, their back half is just impossible.
I mean, everyone, including Taylor Tannenbaum, who's on the show with us, believes Miami is back this year, her words.
I think Miami's going to be better than A&M.
Yeah, but Miami and Florida, that first game, could set the tone for 2 coaches.
No doubt.
For that whole season.
No
that
doubt
is
about it.
a great week 1 game there. Back to the others that are too low. Kentucky over 6.5. Ole Miss 9.5.
He says that's too low?
Yeah.
Boy, the Ole Miss love.
That's crazy.
What are you going to put them at 10.5? Or they're going to go one loss in the regular season?
I guess that means he feels comfortable that they are a 10 or 11 win team. Can we get the Ole Miss schedule to end the show?
It is a beneficial schedule for somebody trying to get to a college football playoff.
Furman, Middle Tennessee, Wake Forest, Georgia, Southern, Kentucky,
that should be
South
5-0,
Carolina, 6-0. Now LSU at LSU, give them a loss. Home to Oklahoma, give them the win.
Swing
7.
game.
Arkansas 8. Georgia no. Florida give them 9. Mississippi State 10.
It's going to be Mississippi State or Texas A&M. One of those two will keep out Ole Miss or Texas.
That Oklahoma Ole Miss game, we don't talk a ton about it. That's a pretty big swing game. I think probably for both teams if you look at their schedule.
Jesse Simonton with the whole story on 3 Sports. You can go get all of his takes on the SEC win totals there on 3 Sports, or just Google Jesse on his social media platforms. That's our show today. Thanks for being with us. And thanks to all of you for your comments in the chat room always. Remember, the Meltdown later today, Brown and I competing together as a team.
Can't wait.
In the trivia competition, live at 2 a.m. Rockstar's on an opposing team.
Who you with, Rockstar?
It's me and Laurel Lunsford.
Yeah.
We are the Little Kicks.
That's 2 o'clock, 2 Central.
Team name?
Mm-hmm.
2 Central today, the Meltdown on our all of our platforms, including the one you're watching now. Go check out all of our other podcasts, Disrupt the Media. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.